Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Rushdown Podcast. My name is Kim, and this will be the last episode of the Rushdown. Sorry for the delays. We finally got it going. But I'll be interviewed by my guest today, Joe Martinez. And he has actually guest hosted one other time before, so it just makes sense to have him host again. But without further ado, I'll pass it on to him.
Yeah, so everybody, welcome to a very special, bittersweet episode of the Rushdown Podcast. For the past 3 years?
Yeah, my
3 years.
anniversary was like yesterday.
Yesterday, yeah. So
Yeah.
for the past 3 years, Kim's been in the driver's seat, put in a lot of hours, give the community a voice, platform, place to connect. So today we're flipping it around. I'm going to take over the hosting duties and interview the man himself. But I mean, I know we're setting this up as an interview, but in reality, it's really just a conversation with a good friend of mine. So um, before we get into the massive list of questions that the community sent in, we have a few questions that you normally ask some people. So I'll go ahead and rattle those off to you. So, how was it traveling to and from Arizona for this selection camp?
It was good, pretty easy. I got to go by myself, no family, and that's usually really easy without flying with kids. I I'm sure you know how it is because you guys
Yeah,
didn't do it without kids either, so pretty seamless. Um, but
yeah,
yeah, I mean,
for sure.
pretty smooth, no delays, no nothing, and I'm just always happy when the venue and the airport are so close to each other. It's so nice.
Yeah, nothing's better. Was it Denver that we basically got to walk to the venue
Yes,
every day? Yeah, that
that was
was
amazing.
that was so nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, speaking of selection camp, how do you feel like it went for you? How do you feel like you played?
Selection camp was so fun. I'm sure you get tested to see like selection camp was probably like one of the best camps I've ever been to. Love seeing all the guys there and like the rest of the other practice squads. It was amazing. I think I did pretty good. I think I pretty probably one of my best I've played in a long time. So very optimistic. Still hoping that I make the team, but we'll see. Coming soon, June 1st, I think that's the rumors of the teams list. Um, but how was it for you?
Yeah, it was good. These camps can always be kind of tough mentally. I know I went through the last cycle and it was really a roller coaster. Like the first one, I felt like I was, struggling. Like I was like kind of felt stuck in the mud. But I mean, kind of my goal in that last one was like fight and scratch and claw and do everything I can to like prove myself, find a spot on the team because I was pretty confident that like once I got on the team, then I'd become undeniable pretty quickly. I was pretty confident that, but it was still like this like mental battle the whole time. Going into this one felt way different because I had much more of a firm footing. I think I was one of those guys that really wasn't clawing and scratching for a spot. But just needed to really solidify like my positioning, and I felt like I did that. Obviously, that feels a lot less pressure. Um, but I was happy with the way I played. I thought I solidified my spot. I thought I played well. I thought tried to be, a leader to some of these newer guys. I know what it's like to be in that position to where you're really not sure if you're gonna get a spot. Like it's hard to even be optimistic, right? Like I've been in that position. So try to be a leader to those guys. But yeah, overall, I mean it's a battleground. I mean, like we go on this side with the foam men, like it is just I mean, warfare the entire time. Like we love each other to death, but we don't know how else to compete and we don't know how else to show it, right? Like we're gonna go at each other and just go as hard as we can, like the whole time. So, I mean, it shows. Last cycle and this cycle, we get to like kind of our last stages of scrimmaging and people come over and start watching and not that we wouldn't want to watch everybody else play, but clearly everybody wants to watch us play, and I think there's a reason for that. So yeah, ultimately felt pretty good about it.
Yeah, such a dope experience. I do regret not going over to the cloth side to just to watch and like
Uh,
try to sneak into play a little bit, but
I went over there and was chirping like crazy. I don't know why they didn't let us play against each other. We could have.
yeah,
We just didn't have
that's
time.
something we didn't do. I wish we did our tradition. Well, it was kind of not our tradition. We only did the last world cycle, but we didn't do our foam versus cloth guys little scrimmage. But maybe
It's
we'll get
not
some.
over. It's not
Maybe we should do
over.
that worlds or something.
Yeah, we're
Show
in the
match.
sh in the street. All right. Yeah, so then moving on, there's some of these historical questions, right? So where did you start playing dodgeball?
Where did I start playing dodgeball? It first started off at this little trampoline park, similar to Sky Zone, but much smaller scale, little local trampoline, little company. It's called Airheads Trampoline Arena. Sadly went out of business. Kind of sad to hear that happened, but it was awesome. Had so many memories, such a good group of friends there. It was best. It was such an amazing time. That was probably I think 2012, 2014, somewhere around that area, like when I just first started high school, when I started
Yeah.
playing.
It's crazy hearing where everybody comes from. 'Cause I think I first played like a say we'll call it a competitive tournament. Probably wouldn't be competitive by today's standards, but the first time I played like a dodgeball for any reason that wasn't in school was around that same time, I think 2012.
No,
Um, and I think our whole group kind of started playing around that same time, just in different
different areas. That's
places.
awesome.
So yeah, that's pretty wild. So yeah, based on that, if you can remember, how did you know you were hooked?
I don't know, I was hooked. I mean, I just went every weekend, got there every Friday, Saturday, Sunday, waiting in line to in the queue to go play dodgeball. Winter stayed on, so it was dope. So it was amazing. It was such a fun time.
Were
Um,
you one of the older kids that was like smoking 5-year-olds?
oh, 100%. I was beaming kids because at first it was 8.25 foam. It
Yeah,
was the big foam balls.
yeah,
And this is when my shoulder worked. I was healthy and I was just blasting people and it was a small court. It was probably the size of like a no-sting court. So that's like 25 feet
yeah.
from the midline. It was a blast. And then when they switched to 7-inch foam, oh, it got even better. Then I started getting morals like, this is getting kind of rough. But back then, yeah, I was hooked immediately. Just had so much fun. Plus, I had a good group of guys just
Yeah.
clowning each other. It was awesome.
Well, I'm glad nobody's dad went and punched you in the face. Uh, so where do you play now, and how often do you play?
Where do I play now? If whenever I do get the chance, how often I play? Almost none. Kind of just roll up the tournaments, raw. Uh, well, where I do get to play is Dallas Dodgeball. Shout out to Tom. He puts out so much for us in this DFW area. I am kind of far from the Dallas or where all the dodgeball happens, so it's kind of rough for me to go. All I can really do is just throw at my net and have my wife throw at me. That's
Yeah.
pretty much it.
Yeah. So, I mean, that kind of answers the question of like the what dodgeball community you're in and for you to talk about your dodgeball community. But I mean, if I could refine that question a little bit, right? Like you have this podcast, so we think you're pretty well outreached into the wider community. In fact, even the global community. Um, so what would you say about that as far as, if I said talk about your dodgeball community?
Yeah. Kind of dabbled in some other communities, got to see the innards of other people's dodgeball communities. It's amazing. I mean, it sounds like it's wonderful for all these people especially in the States, like it's growing big time. Like even in the Dallas area, like for a little bit there, we were kind of like on a decline after COVID, and then out of nowhere there was a boom of more people coming in. So it's amazing and amazing for me that to be able to be part of this other communities, I guess, to hear about the other communities. Dodgeball is such a amazing, amazing little world we're in.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
but technically, I would say I'm the Dallas community, I guess. A very distant cousin. But I mean, it's awesome. Like I said, it's like constantly growing, and like the local play is like getting better and better every week with their open
Mhm.
plays and getting competitive practices. That's dope. So I mean, you can attest to that. Like Dallas dodgeball is like growing very, very, very quickly.
Yeah, for sure. I think we're getting more and more players that are willing to put in the extra work outside of dodgeball, willing to watch film, willing to kind of look at a higher level of playing. Um, little by little. It's coming little by little. So um, hopefully in the near future we'll see some more well put together teams. Right now it's a little bit sporadic. You have outsiders and then everybody else kind of scatters out and bounces around different places. It's kind of hard for some people to keep consistent teams, but
Yeah.
yeah, I think they're figuring it out. It's all growing pains. Um, did you have any players or teams that you looked up to starting out?
Starting out, I mean, the obvious answer is Doom. Um, I mean, when I started trampolines, of course, I looked up on YouTube and I fanboyed all over Doom. Like when I saw him at Sky Zone at UDC the first time, I was like, oh my gosh, it's Doom. And like they're huge and like their aura was just like radiating. And I watched Nate and Pine, like those are two on Doom that I really watched closely and like try to
Yeah.
emulate. And then play play style wise, I got a couple things from Billy Schmidt, like his butt slide that he'd get down on. Like that's something that I really wanted to incorporate because he was so good at it. And um yeah, I just tried to play like Pine. Didn't work. But yeah, those are like the main people I really looked up to starting off.
Yeah, I remember watching Pine and trying to like really look and analyze the way he gripped
Yeah.
a 8.5 ball and trying to figure out like how I could do that. And
The
uh,
clamp. Rest in
yeah,
peace,
the
the clamp
clamp,
grip. That will never come back because we don't play rubber anymore.
taping every single finger.
Oh man, those
Yeah,
are the days.
yeah.
Shout out Goat Tape.
Go
They were
tape, I
probably
know.
booming during the league times. Now they're just like, what happened?
I
Where's
know. Go tape and ballast tape both.
Oh man.
Ugh. Now people aren't. Now we don't wear knee pads. Well, I don't wear knee pads most of the time or tape.
Yeah.
I feel like I've gone in like an opposite direction. Like most people are like, oh, they're younger and they don't wear knee pads or tape anything. And then as time goes on, they're like, all right, I have to wear knee pads now and I have to tape and support. I've gone the opposite direction.
That's
I
funny.
don't, I don't care about my body. Um, all right. Next question. Can you tell me your journey leading up to your current club team?
Hmm. My journey. So starting off, uh, I mean, it was my main, like I guess, big boom was Toon Squad for UDC. Played with them in 2016 UDC. Went there, got upsetted by Dylan Cruz, lost the 1v3 sadly to get top eight. And then after that, I made a team. I split off from Toon Squad, made a different UDC team called Stingers. That only went around for 1 year. We didn't qualify, or we did. Sorry, it was Story of the Year. That was technically Stinger before Stingers. It was called Story of the Year. That's when we went
Yeah.
to 2017 UDC in Chicago. That was fun. Um, it was so fun like being able to like bring like my local talent and like closest friends out onto like the big stage, and that was amazing. And then after that, shout out Matt Giovinco for driving me to Louisiana for my first South round. That was dope. We went as Stingers and a lot of the
Was that
South.
Shreveport?
Yeah, I think it was Shreveport.
It was Shreveport?
Yeah,
Yeah. I have a
and
funny story about that.
that was dope. Yeah, there's some deep South dodgeball lore with Stingers,
Yeah.
and that was dope. Uh, from Stingers, I can't remember what happened after Stingers, but I remember you had reached out. I think it was you that reached out. Hey, do
Hmm.
you want to play at this Dallas dodgeball tournament? And I was like, yeah, I'm down. Flew over there, played, we won, and then I was staying at your house, and there was
Hmm.
the after party or after get together. And you're like, you should just leave your team and join us, right? So I hopped
Yeah.
over teams. There was some controversy there
Yeah, a little bit.
from a different region that cares so much about the South, but whatever. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, and then ever since then, I was what 20. 18, I think, around there. Never
Yeah.
since been on Outsiders.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's been a crazy run since all that. And yeah, there's definitely some lore with the South. With that Shreveport round specifically, I actually was the one that suggested to Mark that we do Shreveport,
Yeah.
Mark Acomb at the time. And apparently that venue was so bad that Mark was like, we'll never go to Shreveport ever, ever, ever again. So I think I lost some points on
Credibility.
that one. Yeah, I think I lost some
We're in
credibility.
some
I
elementary
thought it was
school.
fine. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, it was that yeah, it was rough.
That was
But
rough.
I got something good out of it. We got Kim. I got headshotted by you in that tournament, but
I don't
they were
remember.
like you were the only one doing anything on your team. And I was like, give me the ball. I'm gonna run up and trade with him. I don't care what's going on. And I ran up and I traded with you and I hit you and I probably like nicked your ankle or something, but you got me right on the forehead. I don't remember if it was no stinger 8.5, but it was I just remember being like, I did it.
I think it was 8.5. That's when you guys eliminated us
Yeah.
in bracket.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Yeah. And it has been pretty much history ever since. Um, you lived with us pretty quickly, became, part of the family and here we are.
Yeah.
It's been like that ever since. Can you share any memorable moments or experiences from your dodgeball journey?
Memorable moments. Uh every time after tournament days and outsiders get together and we just talk crap watching film, best moments ever.
Yeah.
That like I will forever hold those moments for the rest of my life. That was such great moments. Like one of those moments where you laugh so hard your ribs start hurting, you start cramping.
Yeah.
So fun. And
Yeah.
then Mexico City last year with the foam guys plus Quan after
Quan's an honorary foam guy.
at the North American Cup or whatever.
Yeah.
And we're just having team dinner and such a blast. So amazing. If you haven't heard the story with Dylan Cruz from last episode, he says the same thing. It was such a memorable moment. So fun. We drank so much. Shout out Jeremy for footing the bill. We spent a lot of money.
Yeah. A lot of pesos.
Yeah.
A lot of pesos. Yeah, it was a good. I mean, it was originally like, oh, let's all go eat dinner together, and it escalated really quickly.
Yeah.
It escalated really quickly. Elijah was putting
Gosh,
beer
Elijah.
beer in his Pepsi. It was pretty rough.
And
Pretty
then
rough.
my first time being on the world stage and then make it to the finals uh versus Austria. That was such a surreal moment seeing the lights and the crowd. That was such a moment to where I realized like, man, I finally made it in my career, but it wasn't what I wanted to call it off because I really wanted to do on the foam side. So hopefully this year I can do that again.
Yeah, it's such a crazy thing thinking about where, like Anna, you mentioned 2012 being like the first time you played, and then all the way to, you know, Stingers and then Outsiders, and when you jumped on Outsiders, we weren't good. Like we were not good,
Yeah.
right? And I remember the talks around the time of being like, "Oh, you guys stacked a team," blah blah blah. But like, we were getting smacked when we were going to nationals. Like we weren't some good team, and I don't know. I'd like to think that maybe it was people saw the potential in us at the time and saw that we were gonna rise really quickly, which I don't really think we rose really quickly. But
Yeah.
even still, like to come from going to nationals, getting beat by nearly everybody, to having so many of us at the World Championship on a national team, that was the craziest thing for me. Like watching you play in that watching you play in any of the matches was just like I was just like this is wild. Like you, Vaughn, I was one of the guys coming off the bench on the foam team, so just being there watching that happening too with Elijah and just crazy. It's just crazy. And then it was tough for me to mentally think like there's another step up, right? Like there we can still accomplish more. It was tough for me to think that at the time because it felt like this is it, right? Like
Yeah.
we did it. But then looking at what this year's potential looks like is crazy. Like it's
Yeah.
crazy to think like it's another step up.
Yeah. We
It's
stepped
wild.
up. Crazy thing is our entire outsiders roster last Worlds was on a Worlds team except for Logan. So Logan, you suck.
Yeah. Logan, you suck. Yeah. Hopefully you make it this year. Yeah. He'll be all right. He'll live. Um, all right. Next question. Do you have any specific milestones or goals that you would, we'll say, still like to achieve because you've achieved a lot of milestones and goals to this point?
Yeah.
You have
Uh,
one more national championship than the rest of us.
Shota has the most on our team though.
That's fair.
Yeah. But I still do have some goals and milestones. Of course, making the foam team, that has been my number one thing since I started. Hopefully I make it this year. And after that, winning gold in anything. So that'd be nice. uh I wish it was last Worlds, but that didn't happen. But yeah, so make the foam team and win a gold at Worlds. I think that's my only two things I have left that I would like to accomplish before I call it.
Well, hopefully we can make that happen.
Yeah, hopefully.
Um, do you know that I still have those cabinet doors that we wrote all over?
That's
I
crazy.
still have them. I have them in my garage. I have one of them hanging. I need to hang the other one, but it's like, what did you put? Uh, if we don't get first, I leave the team or
Yeah.
something. You wrote that. You wrote that on
Oh,
there.
that's some deep lore.
Yeah, I still have those two cabinet doors in my garage.
Man, how much we've grown
Um,
from that. That's crazy.
I know it's wild looking at it, looking back at it as well. And it all says 8.5 and no sting all over it.
I think there
Yeah.
was like an All Stars thing when the league did All Stars and like named off all the All Stars.
Yeah, do you remember Justin Ashby?
Yeah,
Him and Nick, they
wrecking
started
balls.
playing. They started playing again recently.
Heck yeah.
And in one of the videos, I was watching Justin play, and he was wearing one of the orange, like South out, like All
No,
Star
the All
jerseys,
Star.
and I was like, "Dang, that's taking it back, old school." He's trying to flex on everybody. Yeah.
Oh gosh. Our
Um,
hashtag South sucks.
I tried to get that going. Nobody's on board.
That did not go. That did not go well.
Nobody was on board. I was the only one. Shout out to Kurt Angle. Uh, if you could go back in time to when you first started playing, what would you tell yourself?
Mm. Stretch. Don't be an idiot. Don't think you're invincible. Take care of your shoulder. I've probably been everyone thing is freaking stretch your arm out and don't just go into a tournament and just immediately start throwing gas. Pretty sure that's what happened. I wore down my shoulder too much and it's wrecked. And just take it slow. Don't burn out. Dodge will always be there. Because I did burn out there for a little bit right before COVID. So I mean, COVID kind of was such good timing. But yeah, definitely,
Probably not for everybody, but
yeah, yeah, definitely stretch and don't try to play any and all dodgeball you can do, and just take your time.
I think that's still a tough thing for a lot of people in
Yeah,
dodgeball is you don't have to fit all of it in. I mean, I say that, but that's like a yearly thing, right? We're like, we're going to travel less this year, and then it ends up being not less travel.
yeah.
Um, so at some point that I'm gonna have to actually take that as a true statement and actually travel less. Um,
That's so funny because like this year I was like, yeah, I'm gonna travel not to a lot of stuff, and I'm probably traveling just as much or probably more as I went to everything last year.
yeah. Yeah, it's wild. I think that probably is a good kind of segue into the next question of what are your opinions on the current state of USA Dodgeball?
Current state, unfortunately, I haven't been able to go to a premiere tour yet this year, but
Uh,
from what I've heard and what I've seen on streams, it's been incredible. Such a great change that Dustin and the whole USA board right now is doing, like actually listening to the people and catering to the people and wanting this sport to excel. And you see it, like the change from last year to this year is so drastic, and it's been incredible. I so excited for to see the future of USC dodgeball, and I'm just so happy that we have people in charge in places that are willing to go so far to change everything for us.
Yeah, for sure. I do think that USA Dodgeball culturally is going in an upward trajectory. Obviously there's things that need to be fixed and things that need to be worked on. But and I do think, especially with like Dustin being a big voice, I think things are going in the right direction. Hopefully they go quick enough to save anything. I mean, I don't know if anything's going like that far downhill, but sometimes I do wonder like this decision doesn't make sense. Like, is that because it's really bad? Like, I don't know. So
Yeah,
that's tough. Maybe that's just speculation, but hopefully it all starts to get, I don't know. Hopefully it continues to get better.
yeah,
Um,
also too.
but yeah, I wanted to take a minute to, with those questions being wrapped up, look back at the actual legacy of the show that you've built uh, over the last 3 years. So looking back at the sheer duration of running this podcast, what's surprised you the most about the journey from that very first episode to today?
Hmm. Uh, how much my social just has exploded since when I first started, I was terrible at like talking in general, and like this podcast has helped me so much with just talking to people,
Yeah.
and like I'm way more talkative now, and like can like actually hold a conversation because I was so awkward back then, and it's been incredible. And being able to see how much the Dodge community loves each other, I think is so incredible. Just seeing the outreach and love that people have for each other is amazing.
Yeah, you never know that you are awkward. For those of you who have not ridden in an Uber with Kim, he talks to every single Uber driver and holds long conversations in both English and Spanish, by the way. It's pretty wild. Yeah, so obviously you've had some really incredible people on this podcast over the years. When you think about the quality of those guests uh who have taken the time to do this with you, what are some of the standout conversations that stuck with you after the recordings were finished?
um, Honestly, every conversation I had after the recording, where we're just broing out, or if it's a girl, like we were just having the just amazing conversation after the recording. We're just talking 30 minutes to an hour after we're done recording and doing all the questions. Like it's so amazing how this little dodgeball niche group we have can be so close and so loving, and it's incredible. And like just building these bonds with people I don't really talk to at all. And like some of these guests I'd never talked to before, I just reached out to them like, hey, want to hop on the pod? And then ever since then we have this bond, this friendship now. It's incredible.
Yeah, I mean for sure. It's such an interesting thing. Like it feels like it's such a small like corner of sports that we're in, right, with dodgeball. And probably, relatively speaking, it is,
Yeah.
but it feels much larger, and especially when you start talking about people's experiences that have gone back to 2012. And I mean, some people even further back, right? Like
Yeah.
it then feels much larger, and you start to realize like how big of a deal it actually is to people, and how much it actually means to everybody. Um, but yeah, I mean, just looking at, all of the episodes that you've recorded, and listening to everything, you clearly started this whole thing to start talk about this sport that we love. Um, but I mean, the impact that it's had on the community is undeniable. For you, how does it feel to know that you've built a platform that has genuinely brought players together?
Yeah, I did not expect to make such a big impact in the community. Didn't I never expected my little podcast to be where it is now. Just to have exploded and like be such a big part of some people's lives, I guess. Um, yeah, it's incredible. I can't believe that this podcast has gone to where it's been. Like it's insane to think about.
And I know you've talked about like, yeah, you're done. You feel like you've kind of accomplished what you've wanted to accomplish with it, and there's not a ton of motivation, but is there a part of you that's gonna miss it?
Oh yeah, like oh, every question that came in was like, oh, yeah, I definitely regret it.
Yeah,
I almost was like, maybe I'll keep going, but
yeah,
I was like, I just don't have that drive anymore. And um, yeah, there was definitely a long list of people I wish I really had on, but seeing my list of people being on these other podcasts now, like especially for instance, the Bonsai Boys had Byron Wong and Chris Valance on. Now those are two people that was on my list.
yeah,
Got to be on a podcast now, and like I was like, oh, okay, so like even though I didn't get to have them on the pod, they were ended up being on a Dodgeball podcast, and I was able to listen to it, and it's basically the same thing without the work. So
yeah.
it's incredible that all these other podcasts are coming out. But yeah, I definitely will have some regret. Wish I could have kept going. I just had so many other goals and other stuff that I wanted to do with this, with just the title of Rushdown. I didn't want it to be just a podcast. I wanted to do like breakdowns and other stuff, but that didn't happen. So maybe I'll maybe I'll come back.
I'm
No,
telling you, when
just
we get old,
kidding.
we're gonna be old. We're not gonna have a whole lot to do. We're not gonna be able to play much anymore, and we're gonna start doing stuff like this to occupy our brains. But yeah, you brought up Chris Valance and Byron Wong. Shout out to them and the Hardest Foam guys for winning. Do they call it clubbies?
Yeah, clubbies,
Was
club
that what they're
championships.
calling it? The clubbies? Um, yeah, that was really cool to watch, actually. I was really proud of those guys. Were you at the tournament when we first played against them?
Yes, that South run
Yeah.
where they flew down to a random South round to
Yeah.
play
So,
elite foam rules that they had no
brother,
idea what it was.
brother. So, some lore before we get into the next section. That like South lore. That wasn't. No, that wasn't. Was it Louisiana?
I think it was a Dallas. No, it was Dallas. It was
It
a
was
Dallas run.
Dallas.
Yeah.
So, some lore. The hardest foam guys came from where are they? BC.
BC.
Came from BC all the way down to Texas to play in a foam round. When Elite Dodgeball was just starting to break into like the foam scene. And the hardest foam guys came down and battled and fought. And at that time, they were less composed and we were less composed. And we went at each other pretty hard in both a good way and a bad way.
Yeah.
And I think that kind of set into motion a rivalry that maybe was not the healthiest at the time, but then over time, it's
Yeah, yeah,
honestly it's grown to be really, really healthy, and I have a lot of respect for those guys and like all of them.
yeah,
Um, and so was really, really happy to see them win. I don't know about you, but I've gained over the years, I have gained an immense level of respect for them. Kind of, I mean, I'll say from top to bottom. Some of those guys are on fitness journeys and losing weight. You have guys like Pete who just get out there and compete no matter the circumstances, no matter what's going on. And then Byron and Chris just clearly have a knack for leadership, whether it's hardest foam or the national team.
yeah,
So yeah, I mean, I was on kind of like I was like really proud of them because I feel like they've been together as long as we have. We've seen all kinds of teams change and
yeah,
shift and be different. And
yeah. I was gonna say they
I mean,
reflect. I see a lot of reflection of us and them.
yeah, so it was really cool to see them win. I mean, I don't really know the history of like Mavericks. Obviously, I know the guys that have been there for the longest, but they would be like the other team that, similar, might look pretty similar to like their version 10 years ago.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
like Hardest Foam is still the same team from
yeah,
10 years ago with a few additions,
yeah.
which it's pretty much the same with Outsiders, right? We're the
Hmm.
same team as 10 years ago with what, one addition? I guess Bo two addition, two, right?
Two.
Like
Yeah, and Logan.
so Logan, yeah, he's always been there. He was just
Yeah,
little.
water boy.
Yeah, he was the water boy. Um, yeah, so I mean, I don't know. What do you think? I mean, I was really proud of him. I thought it was really cool.
Yeah, I was so happy to see Hardest win. Yeah, I remember when they came out of the South and whatever happened, and there was definitely some tension between Hardest Foam and Outsiders for that reason.
For a
But
couple years.
over the years, I guess we just kind of squashed it and we just became friendly, and it's amazing, very cordial now, and just seeing them win, finally get that championship they've been going for all these years, and they finally got it. Such an incredible moment. Seeing them celebrate, like knowing that feeling
Right. Like,
is
didn't it like watching them celebrate, I was like literally like, that's us. Like
yeah.
it literally felt like I know that feeling. Like I know that feeling when it feels like something's been, some championship or title's been evading us for a really long time, and then we were able to finally get out there and get it. So yeah,
Yeah.
really proud of those guys. All right, so before we get into some of these heavy hitting questions from the listeners, I'll put you on the hot seat a little bit with some rapid fire questions. First thing that comes to mind, no long explanations. What is the best tournament city that you've ever traveled to?
That's Terminal City, Seattle.
Who is the hardest thrower you've ever had to step in front of?
Catch them.
What was or is your go-to snack or drink while grinding through these podcasts at night?
Water.
Water. If you could instantly delete one dodgeball rule forever, what would it be?
One dodgeball rule. I don't know. I guess as of right now, the no points or whatever 1 point contact. Just freaking make it none.
I agree. I agree. Well, I agree with that one. All right, cloth or foam. If you could play one for the rest of your life, which are you choosing?
Boom.
That one's a no-brainer. It's just a no-brainer.
Yeah.
All right, so let's get into it. Since this is your send-off, obviously we got to do it the right way. Might touch on this a little bit later, but this is actually take two of the podcast. When we did it, when we recorded it the first time, I tried to sort through a lot because there's a lot of questions, so we're gonna be here for a little while. But I tried to sort through some of the duplicate questions, and in doing that, I think I clearly missed some. So we're back here recording take two so that I don't miss any questions. So I'm going to read these to you exactly as they sent them.
Okay.
And yeah, again, this might take a little while. So we will start with Justin Thomas. He has some questions and some secret dares. So
Okay.
he writes, everyone knows the legend of Goggles Kim, but playing at that level with eyewear seems like a logistical nightmare. Between the sweat and the impact, how did you manage the fogging issues, and what actually possessed you to make that your signature look? And do you even still have those specific goggles tucked away somewhere?
Okay. Signature look. I did not go for signature look. It's just I'm blind and I needed glasses, so and I couldn't wear contacts. Uh, did not intend it to be my signature look. Yeah, it was not fun to wear them. I had to buy anti-fog spray that paintball masks use. So I got that on Amazon. It worked really well. Just had to put on a layer every couple of months. Uh, yeah, but sweat and just like the irritation, like having just to have the goggles on was not very comfortable. But I made do. Only went through two goggles in my entire time I had them. So
Did you use them for like what did because you didn't really play any other sports in high
no,
school, right? So
no,
they were just
straight for
dodgeball.
dodgeball.
Did you ever forget
Because
your glasses anywhere and have to wear goggles in like a random place?
oh my gosh. So in LA, we went to LA West round. We played and they went to the beach. Lost my normal civilian glasses in the ocean. Couldn't find them. And I was like, fudge. I'm literally when I don't back then I didn't have my glasses because I got LASIK eye surgery. Um Back then I was basically blind without
You're
my
like
glasses.
Velma on the floor.
Yeah, it was bad. It was bad. So I was like, well, I'm gonna have to wear my goggles for this entire rest of the time in LA and on the airport, and I looked like a goofball, and that was not a fun time. But I've gone through so many glasses because of dodgeball, like breaking. So that's the reason why I got goggles, because my glasses get break. So
I just imagine seeing you walk through the airport with goggles on and be like, that guy's ready for
so
anything.
bad. I think at one point I was like, I'm gonna take my goggles off, and you guys can't run off without me because I have no idea where I'm at.
I'll lose you completely.
Yeah, I will completely lose you guys.
Uh, and then the last part of that question was, do you still have those specific goggles tucked away somewhere?
No, I threw them away when I got LASIK eye surgery. I do not have my goggles anymore.
All right,
personally.
so the next one is we're going on a scavenger hunt. Find those goggles right now, even if they aren't in your immediate reach. I heard that your wife might have a better lead on the location of the goggles.
My wife has a lead on the goggles. What? Let me ask her.
All
Yeah,
right.
that. Oh my gosh. What are these, Justin?
All right. Now that you've found them, put them on. You have to wear them for the rest of this segment
Golly, my wife
until the
told me
interview officially wraps up. So failure to do so means you'll have to continue the rush down for another episode.
that is a terrible dare, Justin. First of all, thank you for sending these in. My wife told me that you Amazon these, which is crazy because these are basically the ones I had. Um, I have to wear them for the entire episode, and that
Maybe
if
just
I,
through Justin's questions because he's got a lot of questions.
oh man, if I fail, I have to do another episode. Did you say the entire episode?
He said through this segment.
Okay, yeah, I can do
So
that. I can do that. I'm not doing another episode. Holy moly!
you need a fake ponytail back here.
This is
All right.
terrible.
Next part of it. You've been a fixture from Justin, same thing. You've been a fixture in this community for a long time, especially through your work in podcasting and digital media. For the next generation of players who want to build a brand or contribute to the media side of the sport, what's the most important piece of advice you can give them?
Uh, be in love with it. Actually enjoy doing it. Don't try to push through, and do these episodes or whatever media you want to do just because you have to. Actually be in the mindset where you want to and enjoy that you're doing it and doesn't feel like a chore. And like I said, just be in love with it. Have that passion. And if you don't have it in you to do it, just take a break. You don't have to do it. You don't have a deadline unless you do have a deadline. But uh it's still a hobby. Just stay in love with it. Try not to burn yourself out and make it to where you don't love it anymore.
Yeah, I think that kind of extends to kind like the wider reaching, I think, dodgeball as a whole, right? Because,
Yeah.
Elijah talks to us, tells us all the time, like, we've been working hard and grinding and doing all this stuff beforehand. When we show up to tournament time to play, like this is the fun part. This should be
Yeah.
the part that you enjoy. That part shouldn't be stressful. Not that it's not ever stressful, not ever hard, but yeah, for sure. That's got to be front of mind at all times, at least until people are getting paid and making careers
Yeah.
out of this.
Yeah.
Maybe that'll
Then you
never
can
happen, but yeah, if it's because if this was my career and I was getting paid to do this, yeah, it'd be a much different scenario. All right, secret dare from Justin Thomas. You have exactly 60 seconds to step away and grab your favorite jersey you have ever received in a trade. Once you're back, tell us the story of how you got it and why it's so meaningful to you.
I knew he was gonna ask this question because he asked it for every other person. So I was ready for it. All right. Be right back.
All right.
Can't believe I used to play in these. This sucks. All right. I got
You don't
two.
have to spray. Is it fogging?
No, I'm not sweating yet. Luckily. So I got two. I'll go this one first. Ascension, for my day one, my my buddy from Tampa, Trey Fatzinger. Wish he still played. He had so much potential. He'd been so good, and he lost so much weight now. He's like a twig. Like I don't know if you remember Trey back then.
Yeah, I
He's kind of a
do.
bigger boy, and
Yeah,
now he's tiny. But yeah, love this guy. Love this team. Just a bunch of local guys that I grew up with. So
that
number one.
KBS logo.
Yeah, shout out KBS. They probably went out of business too because everyone switched off of them.
Now they got a huge contract with Spike Ball.
Oh heck yeah. So nothing. And then this is very meaningful, a Misfits jersey from Brandon Officer because he was my kickoff episode for the Rushdown. So that was incredible. I was like, as soon as I reached out to him, I was like, I knew I need to get a jersey and trade with him. So that was really meaningful for me.
Yeah, those are underrated jerseys, the Misfits jerseys. I remember when they first came out and I saw the skyline on them, I was like,
Yeah.
those are nice jerseys.
Back when everyone
Um,
was doing skylines for their regional jerseys and stuff.
yeah, yeah. We've never done a skyline jersey.
Yeah.
We're from too many places.
Yeah. Just have
Um,
Texas.
yeah, just the states. Um, all right, so this was a question from before selection camp from Justin. So with selection camp around the corner, there's a lot of nerves in the air for listeners who aren't familiar. Can you break down what actually happens at a selection camp, specifically for new practice squad members heading in for the first time, what they should expect, and how should they prepare mentally?
Okay. So at the time, when this was before selection camp, I haven't been to a foam. Well, actually, I did go to a foam combine. Anyways, uh, scratch that.
It
Just be
wasn't like
ready.
this iteration
Yeah,
of
it's a little
it was
different.
different. Yeah.
Yeah. Uh, be ready for drills. Obviously, they do mean something. In my opinion, at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter, but it does make you look good if you do well in those drills. But still, I mean, try your best on the drills, even if you think they're stupid or whatever. You just want to play scrimmages. It's still part of the selection camp. Like you have to do it and just do your best. Uh, when scrimmages come, it's gonna be intense. Just be you. There's a reason why you're picked to be on the practice squad by the way you play on your club team. So bring that to selection camp and try not to be a hero and try to do some flashy stuff that you don't normally do and make you look like an idiot. Just be confident in yourself, play the way you always play, and just do whatever you need to do to show that you're there for a reason. Like prove yourself.
Yeah, I mean, I'll kind of chime in too on that. I think one thing that's tough for people coming into this process that have never done it or potentially never done anything like it is the success rates, right? Like to me, it reminds me of like baseball. I mean, I have a baseball background, so of course, but like if you're in college or in the MLB and you have a 500 batting average, that's only a 50% success rate, right? And if you have a 50% success rate at the plate as a batting average, that means you're like beyond elite.
Yeah,
Like
that's
you're
really good.
one of the best hitters of all time. Like if you have an if you have a 500 batting average, right? That's still only half the time you're even you're even getting on base, right? Like you're even hitting the ball. So if you apply that same kind of logic to dodgeball and you're then playing against the best of the best, right? This isn't a USA dodgeball round. This isn't like your local tournament. This is you're playing the best, right? Your success rate at something like this is going to be lower. Like it's going to naturally be lower because of that. So you can't let that mess with your head. And if you're going into this for the first time, or even I mean, even if you're not going into it for the first time, like accept that beforehand, that your success rate is going to be lower and be able to play through that and fight through it and continue to find ways to be successful.
Yeah,
But everybody across the board is going to have much less success at a in a scenario like that, right? So it's just like going to the thing. When you go and play at the thing, it's not like going and playing in the Minneapolis round of USA Dodgeball because like it's like, well, in Minneapolis, 90% of the players are not best of the best. But you go to the thing and 90% of the players are the best of the best and maybe 10% aren't. So like it's just one of those things.
yeah,
Um,
I agree.
I don't
It's
know. Do
just
you feel like you had any kind of like mental ups and downs during this selection camp?
um not too much this camp. Previously, I would have a lot of mental like not breakdowns, but like I would get down on myself for not performing well, blah blah. Luckily, I was able to have a really good selection camp, so I wasn't really down too much. In my opinion, I didn't have a bad selection camp. So I didn't really get down on myself too much. But yeah, there are times before where I got really down on myself. and like kind of just ruined the rest of the tryout for me.
Yeah.
So I mean that was rough. But yeah, just to add on to like my answer is just one, you just being there for the weekend will instantly improve you and you come out with such a better player. So just take in everything, be a sponge, and just be in the moment. Be someone that is with the top of the country and just enjoy yourself. Realize that you made it, your work paid off. Obviously, don't make it as a period, but like it's an add on. Just keep going, but
Yeah.
just love that you're there.
Yeah, I think ideally, right, you leave there motivated, right? Like you don't leave there burned out. You leave there like motivated, and whether you had the outcome there that you wanted or you didn't. Ideally, you leave there motivated uh to keep pushing. But um all right, well keep going. I need to go back to kind of the original questions from I have things kind of organized in different places, but some of these were the questions that you normally ask. Two of them. One of them was, what do you do for a living and how do you afford traveling to dodgeball tournaments?
The non questions. All right,
Yeah,
I'm done with
yeah.
just questions, so I'm taking these off.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my gosh, I'm literally sweating from that. I'm probably gonna break out because of that. Thanks, Justin. That was terrible. I can't believe I did that before. So the anonymous questions.
Yep.
Shout out
Hmm.
to the anonymous person. I know who you are. I'm not gonna say who you are. Um, how do I afford dodgeball? Or wait, the first question is what I
Yeah.
work
What do
for.
you do for a living?
Okay.
And then how do you afford traveling to dodgeball tournaments?
So I work for a solar company called Blue Sun Services. Been in the solar field for a while now, since like 2019, I think, 2018. Um, had a really good job there, really close to the managers, and they don't really know that I do dodgeball, but they're really lax on like my time off and everything. So I'm really grateful that they allow me the time off that I get. And then what's the second question? Um,
How do you afford it?
how do I afford it?
How do you afford traveling to dodgeball tournaments? It's kind of the same question.
Yeah, just go in debt.
Going to
Credit cards. No,
credit
just
cards.
good financial decisions. Like obviously, dodgeball tournament is coming up. You're gonna have to scrape by, no eating out, blah blah, budgeting for this tournament, like just doing your best to be able to make to this tournament. Um, just trying, yeah, just being smart with your money, budgeting, leading up to it.
Do you do a lot of like prior research going to places? Like I feel like, like I get, people ask me like, how do you afford to travel there? Or you must have a lot of money. Like I've kind of had those comments made to me before.
Yeah,
But like Kathy and I do like a ton of research on one, the place that we're going, two, how much it's going to cost beforehand. That way we kind of know like how to work our way around saving some money. Do you do like research on a place beforehand so you know like where you can spend money for the like to get the most value out of it?
yeah, absolutely not. I kind of just book my flight, go there knowing that I'm going to be at the gym. And when I'm done at the gym, I'm going back to the B&B or hotel and getting takeout. And that's about
Yeah.
it. I just know that I'm going to pay for my room, pay for my flight, and pay for the one or two meals I have. And then obviously like game day stuff, like
Well, yeah,
snacks and stuff. But
that
that's
makes
about
sense. You do a lot more like business trips than I do. I think I
yeah.
tend to stay like an extra day or two much more than you end up doing.
Yeah. Definitely
Yeah,
my
Kim
description
does a
for
lot of
dodgeball.
business trips to where he's like, I'm gonna leave. I'm gonna get there at like 2 a.m. the night before the tournament, and then after the tournament, I'm gonna leave at midnight.
Yep.
And
Yeah.
we're like, Kim, what are you doing?
Austria was a business trip for me. He literally got there the day
Uh,
before.
Oh, I
Didn't
remember.
even
I
walk
was like,
around.
that's not a good idea. I was like really worried that you weren't something was gonna happen and you weren't gonna make it. Meanwhile, me and Jake were there for like 4 weeks.
Crazy, bro.
Yeah.
Can't do it.
Well, luckily I work from home, so I'm
Yeah.
able to do stuff like that. It was the same thing with API last year. I had to work that whole time, which can be hard when you're in opposite time
Yeah,
zones,
yeah.
where it's like it's day and night in different places. All right, this is an easy one for you. This is a layup. Who is your dodgeball crush?
Okay. My first dodgeball crush is my wife Valerie, formerly Valerie Lerma, now Valerie Nguyen. Uh, love her to death.
I
Jeez.
remember the first time you walked into the gym with a Lerma jersey on, we were like, oh,
Yeah.
we were like, Kim.
Yeah. Definitely tried very hard to get her attention. But yeah, so thankful for dodgeball for um introducing me to my wife. So that was so incredible. But my very close second dodgeball crush, Shota, the very handsome man, very thick booty. Love touching that booty. But
Especially
yeah.
when you had the long hair.
Oh yeah.
Uh, I'm glad he got rid of the mullet. That was well,
Ah,
this latest version of the mullet. His
he's
other
had better
mullet,
cuts.
his other mullet was okay. This last one he had, ooh, ooh boy,
Shout out to that barber.
yeah.
Watch it be
Somebody,
Aurora.
I know it was a wrong. Uh, all right. Man, who has had the best hair on the men's side in dodgeball over the years?
Shota.
Shota
Shota.
by far has had the best hair.
I mean, I
Huh.
can't think of anyone that has nice hair. I mean,
Long-haired Vaughn was
long hair Vaughn.
he was nasty.
Dylan right now has pretty nice hair. Can't really think of anyone else that has nice hair.
Who else? I don't even know of anybody. Yeah, like I
Yeah,
can't even think about
can't think of anyone. Like obviously the flashy showing ones is like Shota and Dylan right now. It's like just long hair, pretty.
Purdy. All right, back to the crowdsourced questions. Mark says Ravi sent in a few. What are some insider tricks you've learned from doing the podcast?
None. Inside tricks. I mean, just be yourself. Just have fun with it. Just don't act like you're in a recording. Just be yourself. Like just do it. Have fun with it.
What have you learned about people?
They're easy to talk to. Surprisingly, they're not scary. But I mean, the Dodgers community is just amazing. Like everyone that's in it is just so approachable and just loves to talk about dodgeball. So it's been nice.
What have you learned about yourself?
Mm, my social skills was trash, and I definitely needed to work on it. And it this podcast has helped it. Like I said before, like I can't believe I'm at a point now where I just yap and talk. Because back then I would just be very quiet, sit in the corner by myself, and don't really talk to anyone. Um, so yeah, uh, definitely got some social skills from this podcast.
Mark also asks, tell us about some of your favorite or notable guests and why. He says it doesn't have to be the best or worst or anything like that. Just pick a couple that immediately come to mind and why they come to mind.
Okay. First I'll say Brandon Officer for being the first one. Really helped guide me like on how to do the podcast and like what questions and how to flow with it. Two being Dylan Cruz. The second ever episode of the Rushdown. That was very revolutionary for the podcast. I still get people reaching out to me saying that's their favorite episode and they love that episode so much, and that really kind of got the ball rolling for the podcast. And then my third one would be the one I had Nate Kreider and Pyan on. Uh, Unfortunately, it was supposed to be the Doom Core, the Team Doom Core. I was trying to get Vince, Nate, Pyan, and Ish on there. That fell through, unfortunately. But having just Nate and Pyan on the podcast was incredible. So
That was my favorite episode.
yeah.
All right. Mark also asks some lightning round questions. He says, tell us something small or quick about each of your outsiders' teammates. He says it can be a fun fact, something you like or appreciate, or something you observe that's notable.
Okay. All right. Let's go. Let's go. You, Joe, you're a grinder, freaking a workaholic, just a dog, uh, unlimited gas tank. Elijah, just our fearless leader, just he's grown so much and just the best in the world, the GOAT, my GOAT. Shota, gosh, she's so pretty. uh, Such a fireball, came onto the scene just hot and hasn't stopped and just kept growing. Um, Let's see, Logan. Gosh, how far he has come. He has gone so good, and he's a beast. Super shredded. Anyone hasn't seen Logan with a shirt off?
The muscle
That
mantis.
that man has a physique. Vaughn, freaking Mr. Accuracy, just Mr. Reliable. Just know what you're getting from him. Just boom people in the middle. People still sleep on him in cloth is surprising. I don't know how. He has a freaking beast of a cannon. Jake, man, healthy Jake, he was so good. He was so good. Um, it's so funny. I love Jake so much, and I lived with him for a little bit, and that was such a fun experience. We bonded so much. Let's see. Bo, Bo Tilly. Uh, I love him. He's such a funny guy. I love being around him. His aura is so nice. He's such a friendly person, and he's slowly growing. And like his story coming from his Achilles tear to now is so heartwarming. So like, what was I trying to say? So inspiring. It's
Hmm.
incredible how far he's come. And then, am I missing anyone? I think I got all the guys.
Think so. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, shout out Eric
Ian,
Jones.
Michael, Jake, Shota.
Love Eric Jones. That's my dad. Dad Eric Jones.
All right. Follow up on that from Mark Sidravi. If you were not an outsider, what club would you be playing for and why?
Mm. So I feel like I would say shred, but I think I would just quit. If Outsiders just disbanded like right now, I'd be like, yeah,
Yeah.
I'm done.
Yeah, that's fair. I don't know what team I'd be a fit for. I
Yeah,
feel like I'm such a fit for outsiders and have played to that and worked towards that. I don't know. Like I don't even know how I'd answer that. I don't know.
yeah.
That'd be
Because
tough.
like
Cause yeah,
every
like you
time,
said, like I'd like to say shred, but I don't know.
yeah, because every time like I've only played with like a couple other teams I since I've been with Outsiders, and it just doesn't feel the same. It doesn't feel right. And it's always like such a weird experience not playing with Outsiders.
Yeah. Yeah, it's weird. It always kind of feels like there's something missing. Like there's something different.
Yeah, I'll like do something and I'll look over
Yeah.
like, I feel like Outsiders would know what I'm
Normally
doing there.
somebody's right
Yeah.
there. Yeah, normally somebody's right there. Where's that person supposed to be? Yeah, for sure. All right. That was it from Mark. Glenn Spacher says cloth and foam are the main dodgeball events on a global level. You faced the best in the world with the USA Cloth Squad, and now you get to face the best in the world in foam. How does that feel? And have you had to change anything with your workout routines?
Okay.
Or
Uh,
is your game all just from pure dad strength?
one that's if I make the foam team. Hopefully I do. Um, yes, a lot of pure dash strength. But I am working out the most I have um since ever. I'm definitely working very hard for my spot in this team. I feel bad because we have this group chat of like of the foam practice squad and like we send like our gym pics. And like I try not to blow up the the group chat too much because like I go
I
to the gym
know.
a lot now. And like
Mm.
I don't want to keep sending messages of
Yeah,
pictures
I
of me just at the
know.
gym.
Yeah, yeah.
So I definitely hold off on it a lot. Yeah, I mean I'm trying to get into the best shape I've ever been. Um and I forgot what the other question was. What am I working out? Yeah, I'm definitely working out as much as I can right now. Most I've
Yeah.
ever done.
Yeah, I think so. The kind of the first part of the question was, how does it feel to have competed against,
Okay.
I mean, you'll be competing against, in theory, the best in the world at foam, and you would have already competed against the best in the world at cloth.
Yeah. Super grateful for the opportunity I got with cloth and being able to play. I mean, the top dogs. I just missed out on Northern Ireland, but
Yeah.
having to play England with Bro Koenig and having against Austria and Stefan Leininger, the two goats of the cloth world. So like, it's been incredible. Um, Also, two of my greatest memories is catching both of them straight up 1-on-1. Not a 1v1, but like they just straight up just threw at me and I caught both of them. So I'll take that with the rest of my life. But I'm super excited for the foam side. I'm not really changing much playstyle wise. Like I think that's one of the question is am I changing
Yeah, are
anything?
you changing anything with your workout routines?
Oh, okay.
You
Yeah.
said you're working out more.
Definitely working
Yeah.
out a lot more. Yeah. For cloth, I did lose a lot of weight. I think I lost like 15 or 20 pounds leading up into Worlds. But realizing for this foam slash squat, I was like, I can't just coast. I need to constantly work on myself to
Yeah.
even get playtime. So
Yeah. But I do think that, like that question that he talked about with you playing against both cloth and foam best in the world puts you in a pretty unique category, I think, with what just Pyan and Nate that
I
have
Nate,
played,
yeah.
maybe Vince,
Vince, yeah. I Nate
right?
Vince, yeah.
That puts you in that category.
Oh,
Um,
and Glenn. Glenn now.
mm,
If he makes the
yeah,
team, yeah.
Glenn. Yeah. It was Eric on both.
Eric Jones,
But
yeah,
oh,
he
he
made a
didn't make
world
men's, right?
he made a world squad before. Casey Moses, he has a golden foam and he made
Bronze and cloth.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Definitely just a handful of people that have
Yeah.
done both.
Mm. Yeah, for sure. But those are pretty notable names. So
Yeah.
yeah, that's a unique class to be in. Um, I think a lot of us are like, oh, we'll get older, we'll go over there and play club, blah, blah, blah. But I don't know that it's gonna work out quite like that.
Yeah. Just
All
pull a
right,
Nate.
yeah, going on to yeah, Nate's a consultant now. Um, he's gonna be mad that I called him that. Kara is the next one, Kara Monroe, that has some questions. She asked, what is your favorite memory you have from all of the following? So we'll say dodgeball in general is the first one.
Favorite moment in dodgeball. I mean, every time outsiders get together after a tournament, best
Uh,
times.
the next question is, or the next category is on outsiders specifically.
Okay, well, yeah, those definitely coincide with each other, and Kara got a little bit taste of that at the thing, and I hope she doesn't hate us.
No, I think she's getting a little used to us. I think we've been grilling her pretty hard. We probably need to take it easy on Kara. We've been grilling her pretty hard.
Yeah, I
It's
hope
gonna
she
move
got some
on.
laughs in and
Somebody
got
else
to
is next.
yeah. I'm glad that some of the outsiders women got to experience the outsiders men experience of just clowning on each other.
Yeah, it's all love. Like it literally is all love. And it might sound weird, but yeah. The next one, favorite memory from outside of dodgeball.
Favorite moment outside of dodgeball. My whole life has been dodgeball. Just kidding. My birth of my two children, obviously. Um, marrying my wife. Just a lot of family stuff. My family is so near and dear to my heart, and I'm just so grateful that they're part of my life. But yeah, definitely the birth of my children and my wedding day is definitely my favorite memories.
Nice. Kara asks, what are two things you want to see in dodgeball moving forward? In parentheses, she says anything, rules, format, player team adjustments, anywhere, exposure ideas. And then also one thing you want to see for podcasts specifically. So something like guests or topics covered.
Got it. Two things I want to see change in dodgeball. There, my hot take is there needs to be crossovers in just everywhere, like from foam to cloth, from men's to women's to mix, or sorry, men's to mix, women's to mix. Like, there's, in my opinion, if you want the best showing, we need to have crossovers. If they're good enough to do both, have the gassing to do both, I think they can try it and see how it goes. Obviously, with scheduling stuff and blah blah. I know there's some conflicts, but I still think there's a room and a space for crossovers to be. And my second one, there needs to be, in my opinion, probably two different worlds, one for cloth, one for foam. I know I talked with Stefan Leitinger about this, and it takes away from the dodgeball festival that we're all together, but probably to help ease the WDBF and just in general, and just like to offload the dodgeball, I guess, schedule. This is have just two different worlds, or we just go to one ball type. But yeah, this is my opinions on those two. And then what I'd like to see from podcasts, I hope one day, because there's a lot of sport podcasts that I watch and listen to that they're all together. They're all in the same room and they're just talking, just hanging out. And I hope that someday that a Dodgeball podcast is able to do that with just some their local buddies or the guys can just sit there, have a camera, and just talk, and like they can just pull up the TV and like they could just watch clips and stuff. Like it makes it so much more seamless and easier when you're
Yeah.
just there, not over the internet on a face or a Zoom call or something.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that would be good for like, right? Like this past weekend was Vienna calling. Um, you have other tournaments globally, but so then, yeah, it would be like a matter of figuring out like what to watch together and
Yeah.
what to cover. Kara also says we're going to miss you and the Rushdown podcast, but hopefully you'll star as a guest on another pod. And she also says that she's happy to share the same number with you.
Thank you, Kara. Yeah. I mean, I love being on podcasts. I hope I get asked on other podcasts. If I don't, whatever, I don't care. But yeah, shout out the fours in the dodgeball community. I know there's a couple out there, so
Yeah. All right. Next person here is Ryan McComb. He says, Kim, thank you for everything you've done both on and off the dodgeball court. I'm sure you get this a lot and you're a humble guy, so you're gonna brush this off, but the dodgeball community wouldn't be where it's at without you. Thank you. Now for some questions. He says, what's your biggest accomplishment in dodgeball?
my biggest accomplishment in dodgeball. I mean, the big wins with outsiders. Just, I mean, honestly, every win we have together as a team, like just our story, just how far we come. Every win just means a lot to me at least. And then getting a silver medal, unfortunately, but fortunately at the same time, is my biggest accomplishment.
His next question is, what's your favorite memory both on and off the court?
Very maybe on and off the court. On the court, when outsiders is just messing around in a, I feel so bad sometimes
Oh my gosh.
because we're
This
playing
is
in the
it's
in the
such a hot topic when we talk about this because it's like, okay, look, some people really enjoy it when we're being stupid on the other side.
yeah,
But at the same time, we're like, but if we play serious, it's not going to be any fun for
yeah,
anybody.
yeah. I definitely
They're
feel
also
bad,
some of
but
the funniest moments.
yeah, there's
We
been
do
some
some
funny
really
moments.
stupid stuff. Kim
Oh
and I
man.
caught a ball, four hands, his
Oh,
hands and
dude,
my hands both on a ball at the same time
that was
because we
sick.
were being dumb.
Yeah. Like all the dumb stuff the outsiders does on the court together when we're just having fun is amazing. I just remember like I'll tell me remember that one with Joe and then another one where Logan split jump, tried to catch a ball under his legs and he clapped and I
Oh
just
my
died
God.
laughing.
That was so funny. Uh,
Yeah.
my
Off. Oh, good.
No, I think my favorite one was like that. Like that was when we were playing Pinch still, the
Oh
elite
gosh,
version
pinch.
of Pinch, and I didn't know Pinch strategy, and Vaughn thought I was going in front of him to block him, like to protect him, and I had a ball in my hands, and I didn't know he was behind me. So somebody whizzed a freaking 90-mile-an-hour pinch throw at me, and I ducked it, and I just heard "pow" behind me, like somebody got destroyed, and it was Vaughn. He thought I was gonna block for him, and I ducked, and he was like, "Joe, what are you doing?" Yeah, yeah. Some
Yeah.
of those. All right, go ahead.
Shout out pinch. Off
Off the
court,
court. Yeah.
again, I've been saying this the whole time. Every time outsiders get together after a tournament, we just talk crap at each other, watching film on each other, and just having a blast and just laughing and just bonding.
Ryan asks, do you have any dodgeball goals left other than winning gold in Thailand?
Well, making the team first is my goal. Finally making a film team. And yeah, winning gold. That's what I got left in the tank.
Then he asks, what direction would you like to see dodgeball go?
What direction I want to see it go? Um, I mean, obviously, hopefully one day it gets to the Olympics. I mean, I just hope that it continues to be such a giving sport Like dodgeball's giving me so much, it's literally giving me everything, and just it stays a positive community where we just still love each other, but obviously there's still like intensity and like competition and rivalry. It's just to keep growing, no matter how slow or fast it is. Just continue to keep growing and doing what's best for the players.
Bro, if dodgeball gets announced to be an Olympic sport, people will come out of the woodworks.
Yeah, yeah,
Like
for sure.
Kyle Sander will show up randomly. Like
Yeah,
we'll have the most random like, oh yeah, I remember that guy played like 15 years ago. Like,
yeah, yeah.
yeah,
that would
that'll
be
be that.
that'd be interesting.
All right. Ryan asks, what have been some of your favorite guests or most memorable episodes?
My favorite guest from most memorable episodes, Dylan Cruz. Every time I have it on, he just speaks his mind. Unfortunately, he is a little bit on a leash, so he can't speak his complete mind, but he still is pretty truthful and uh, pretty heartful in his answers. So, love Dylan Cruz. Every time I have Nate Kreider on, just straight yapping makes my job easier. Just sitting there, listen to him,
He's
listen
not
to
on
my
a
idol,
leash. He is
and
not on a leash.
he's not on a leash.
Yeah.
Yeah, having Pyan on that was amazing. Yeah, it was just cool on the top of my head. I mean, I loved every single moment, every single guest I've had on.
Ryan also asked, who's your white whale that you never got on the pod?
My white whale I never got on the pod. Okay, so I mentioned this earlier. I wish I had Chris Valance and Byron Wong on. I wish I had um, Benji on, Alexis Schultz, Jeff Snow, Jason Mergler, uh, and then Carlos Guting. That's like some of the lists I can get off the top of my head. Definitely had a big list, an ever growing list that gave me so much anxiety and probably pushed me to stop because I feel like I was never going to get to the end of it, um, which is a good thing. But yeah, I had a lot of people add on my list that I feel like I was laying down because I told them they were going to be on at some point. But yeah,
What's been from Ryan, what's been the most difficult challenge podcasting? He gives some examples like scheduling, time zones, prep kids, bedtimes.
scheduling. I mean, I didn't really get too much conflict on anything. The only yeah, I would say I ran into much problems. Yeah, let's go with that. And not
That's
too much
good.
problems.
He ends it with see you boys this weekend. Yes. Saw you there, Ryan.
Yes, sir.
Um, moving on to Aaron Greenlee. Aaron Greenlee says, for both of us, both of you have young children. Do you want them to play dodgeball when they are old enough? Will you encourage them to play normal sports? If so, which ones?
Um, me personally, I wouldn't push dodgeball on them if they want to play it. I'm down, but I wouldn't want them to play dodgeball because I would rather play a more conventional sport that can benefit them in the future, like for like scholarships or just school, I guess.
Mhm.
But other than that, like if they're down for dodgeball, I'm down for it. But I'm not gonna push it on them. Like if they want to do it, let's go for it.
Yeah, I think a pretty similar response for me. Like with Eden, Eden's getting a little bit older and clearly she's getting a little more into playing. Um, David's pretty into dodgeball right now. He plays like at our open plays and like he's even played like at our competitive practice. So they're into it right now, but I mean, as they get older, who knows, right? Like
Yeah.
who knows if they're gonna stay into it or if something else is gonna catch their attention. My thing to them has always been, look, your mom and I put and Elijah as well, and they take you as an example, Kim and Jake, and they see the effort and they see the time and they see the commitment and the dedication and like the tenacity that we put into this, right? Like then and because of that, they also see the success that we've had in this sport. So my thing to them has always been, look, you see this level of effort and this level of hard work that we put into this that has generated success, whatever you decide to be into, whatever it might be, put that level of effort into it, right? Put that level of effort that level of dedication and commitment and hard work into it, and you're going to be successful at it, whatever that might be. Um, I mean, I even give them some silly examples. Like we were at Target the other day, and there was like some long line, and we thought it was the line to check out, and it wasn't. It was actually a line to buy like the latest release of Pokemon cards at Target, and I was like, "That's wild." But then I was like, "David, if you decide that you're going to be into Pokemon cards, that's I need you to have that level of commitment. Like that's what I expect you to do. You're going to be the best card collector there is." Um, Right. So it's kind of that for me. But I mean, it doesn't have to be dodgeball. If they're into it, great. I have a wealth of knowledge, dodgeball wise, that can help them. And I have a great network of people that have a wealth of knowledge, dodgeball wise, that can help them be successful. But, we'll see.
No.
Um, will I encourage them to play normal sports? If so, which ones? I don't know. I don't know that I don't, I'm kind of indifferent on that. I kind of don't feel one way or another. Obviously, so maybe not obviously, but I love baseball. I grew up playing baseball. I love other sports as well, but baseball was kind of my first like love sports wise. So if there was some kind of avenue for that at some point and they were into that, sure. Yeah,
Yeah.
that'd be cool.
Yeah.
Um,
Same. Same. Go ahead.
Aaron asks, you two are not playing mixed at the combine. What are you gonna do with the rest of the day? Any fun plans like laser tag?
First of all, I tried reaching out to Frankie to let me play mix. Did not happen, obviously. So shout out Frankie. Uh, I tried to help out though. Me and Joe refed the entire scrimmages of mixed for the first day,
Yeah.
and I was like, I'm not gonna do that for the second day.
Yeah.
um, but yeah, I wish I played mixed. I thought that was such a fun experience. That would have been such a fun experience. But kind of glad I didn't because I got to just rest there. And my answer would have been just to watch and uh, just be around, be part of the day.
Yeah, for me, I had some logs in the fire, right? I mean, a lot of our women's team was trying out for mixed. So, obviously I wanted to be there to support them, support Kathy, Aaron, Kara. Um, is that it? I'm not missing. I think those three.
Yeah,
Aurora didn't try out for mixed. But yeah, so I mean, outside of that, like yeah, I think we would have like eaten together with some people. Like that's always kind of
yeah,
on the thing. But I come from the school of like you don't leave when there's still dodgeball going on. Like you could still get something from that. So like
I agree.
if your day's over or if you've gotten eliminated from a tournament and you want to continue getting better, like freaking stay and watch. So I come from that school. So even if I didn't have somebody there to watch, I would have probably stayed and watched anyways. I mean, that happened at the last combine/camp we stayed, and a lot of us just stayed and watched.
Yeah.
We maybe went and ate, but we came back and watched mixed. Um, Gave Nick a really hard time while he was trying out, but we
Oh
were still sitting
gosh.
there watching.
Yeah.
Um, Aaron's next question says, "There's rumors that the men's practice team chat sends motivational quotes along with pictures of weights at the gym. Example, no days off, practice starts now. Confirm or deny. What's the most unhinged? Oh yeah, so we'll confirm or deny that first. Uh, yeah, Kim talked about it a little bit earlier, but yeah, so we share. I don't know if there was gym pics, but there was like kind of stuff like indicating that we're working hard.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't really like taking selfies, so I'll take a picture of like the other day I was like doing uh suitcase carries. So I took a picture of the dumbbell on the sidewalk
Yeah.
and I was like, this is what I'm doing. Um,
Yeah.
yeah. So I don't
Not
know
too many
about
motivational quotes. I mean,
yeah.
they'll be occasional where like we kind of lock in, like, yeah, motivation, but
Yeah.
kind of just talking crap and workout picks is the majority of
Yeah, I
it.
think since camp we've done a little bit more of like, hey, like this is what camp kind of all meant to us and where we all what are all our kind of our feelings or our takeaways were. There's been a little bit more of that since
Yeah.
camp, but
Yeah.
yeah, in general, it's not a whole lot of motivational quotes. It's just like I'm at the
Troll.
gym.
Yeah.
Where are you? Yeah, like you should be at the gym too. Um, All right, Aaron's follow-up is what's the most unhinged motivational quote or speech you've seen in the practice chat or otherwise that has actually pumped you up? I
Okay,
have one.
I have one too. Shota saying that we all need to get big booties like Brandon Officer to make the team. If you don't have a big booty, you can't make the team.
Yeah. Uh, for me, we were in a finals match. I won't say what finals match because I don't want to say who Pine was talking about, but
Okay.
we were not up by a lot. I don't even know if we were up. We might have been down one. And I honestly, I wasn't worried. Like I felt we had time and I felt pretty good about the way we were playing and kind of the trajectory we were heading in. I assumed we were going to come back and win.
Yeah.
But as one of the sets ended and I was walking to the back line, Pine comes up to the net and like kind of pulls the net back and is like looking at me and I was like, "What?" And he was like, "Don't lose to these idiots." And I was like, "Bet you got it, Pine. Like we're not losing." And sure enough, we didn't lose. Um, so yeah, every time I see Pine walking by and we're like down a set, I'm like, "Pine, what do we do?" He'll say something like that. But yeah.
I love Pine.
That was it for Aaron Greenlee. Going up to Hope Thea from Canada. She says, "Who are some players, American or international, that you would have liked to have had the chance to interview before the end of this podcast?"
Hmm. Yeah, I mentioned him a couple of times or a couple earlier. Benji Millward from UK, Elisha Schultz, Jeff Snow, Jason Mergler, Carlos Gutting are definitely like was at the top of like who I really wanted on my list, but had such a long list that I can't name off everyone.
Yeah, Hope asks also, if you could go back to the beginning of the Rushdown podcast, what is one piece of advice you would give yourself?
Hmm. Don't burn out on it. Try not to push out too many episodes that even though you didn't want to do at the time. Um, and just have fun with it. Don't make it a burden on yourself to have to put out episodes.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, that's pretty much it. Just not burn out on it.
Her next question is, what has been your favorite style of dodgeball to play and why?
Very solid dodgeball. Right now, currently the foam we'll set now with a 3 minute no block. I think it's very fun, very exciting. Makes the games go by much quicker. And then 8.5 pinch, elite rule set will forever be the best rule set of
It's
all time.
like playing paintball.
Yeah, such a crazy, crazy time that we actually did.
I still can't believe we did that. It's
Yeah,
crazy.
I can't believe. Yeah, it'd
I
be
would do it
you.
again.
You,
I
you
would do it
made us do
again.
it.
That's right. I would do it again.
There was
Look,
literally
hey, look, if you want to get good at dodgeball, play elite style 8.5 pinch, all right? That's the formula.
you're really like, hey, do you guys want to do this? And no one would say anything, and we would say, yeah, let's not do it. Let's not play
We're
all
doing it.
days. And then we ended up doing it, and we loved
That's
it.
right. Yeah. Every time we loved it. Uh, Hope closes it out by saying thank you for all of your hard work on this podcast. Kim, it's done so much to build this community and build players' love of the sport.
No, thank you, Hope.
Daniel Fernald is the next on the list. He says, as you retire from dodgeball, what are you most looking forward to?
Saving a ton of money, a lot of money, and hopefully my body stops hurting after dodgeball tournaments because my what is this UCL whatever after slush camp was not feeling the best. So
Tommy John.
yeah, and obviously need to work on my shoulder, get
Oh.
it back to where it used to be before. But yeah, saving a lot of money.
His next questions are, do you have any exciting trips or plans that you'd like to share?
Uh, Finally being able to go to Japan with my wife. Unfortunately, we're that was supposed to be our uh what's it called? Our
Honeymoon?
yeah, our honeymoon. But it was during the COVID time and their borders were closed, so we had to do something different as last second change. But yeah, to finally go to Japan with my wife.
Nice. Daniel closes it out with saying, appreciate you, Kim, for all the kindness and support throughout my dodgeball journey.
Yeah, thank you, Daniel.
Ryan Fricker says, thanks for all the great podcasts you've given me. So much information and enjoyment. His question is, what does dodgeball mean to you?
Thank you, Ryan. Uh, Dodgeball is everything to me. It literally gave me my entire life. It gave me my family, my kids, and like such close friends that I would consider family as well, and such core memories. It's literally my everything. So
Nice. Claire Usi is next on the list. She says, what would be your dream men's open foam lineup to play with? And you can't pick any other currently rostered Outsiders players.
okay, so I'm gonna be on the bench. I'm gonna name six guys: Dylan Cruz, Zandy Simos, Jeff Geo, Josh Eustace, Chris Valance, and Byron Wong. I think that'd be a solid six.
Gross.
Yeah.
Gross. Aaron Felton is next on the list. He says, you have dodgeball and podcasts already. What else are you goated at that we might not be aware of?
Goated at? I wouldn't say goated, but I'm pretty decent at Fortnite. Zero builds, no builds. I'm pretty okay with it. Um, Other than that, it's pretty much it. Being a dad, I guess.
Aaron also throws in there, you're the most humble dude, but you can brag about yourself for us a little bit, LOL. We appreciate you and we'll miss this greatly.
Thank you, Aaron.
Danica Stone has questions. She says, when did you start the rush down and what made you want to start it?
What made me want to start it? At the time there was like no content coming out for dodgeball. It's kind of like a dead time, like off season for USA dodgeball. Um, like no tournaments were happening, no new games were being posted on YouTube. And then the podcast around that time, and there was actually a good amount of podcasts around that time that were putting out anything. So I was like, I have an itch. I needed to be scratched. So I was like, I'll just take it in my own hands and just went and did it. And yeah, it was very scary for me to start it, but I needed something for dodgeball for me. So because we were just coming off of COVID a little bit, like 2021,
Yeah.
2022. So there wasn't really much going on. So I kind of just took it into my own hands and did it.
Yeah. Yeah, because like the one other podcast at the time was kind of in a lull. Like they were still there, but
Yeah.
there wasn't a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah.
Um, and then, yeah, we were just overall seeing each other less. So it was a good
Yeah.
time. Good time to start it. Danica Stone also asks, are you passing the baton to someone else or just ending and hopeful other podcasts will pick up?
Yeah, I'm not passing the baton to anyone. The rush hour will be ending with me. Uh, but yeah, I'm not passing the baton. I thought about it. I actually reached out to Joe. He didn't want to do it. So
Not yet. Maybe one day. She also asks, who was your favorite guest and why?
Yeah, I answered this a couple of times before. Favorite guest, Dylan Cruz every time he hops on, Nate Kreider. Um, yeah, those are definitely top two I've had on, just straight yappers and don't care what they say, basically.
Yeah. Danica Stone also says, we will miss you, exclamation point, exclamation point, exclamation point. All right. Give me 1 second. I will be right back.
Yeah, of course. Uh, Going back to passing the baton. Yeah, I'm not gonna pass the baton, but there are gonna be and is other dodgeball podcasts out there like Romance and everything dodgeball. They're doing amazing. They have doubled slash tripled my followers on Instagram, so they're doing great. And new podcast came out, Bonsai Boys. They are 4 episodes deep. I think it's 4 episodes right now, but such incredible content. Super excited that they finally started doing the podcast. And then I heard that Brick Hobble was doing a podcast. Super excited for that as well. So me leaving, and now there's going to be five other podcasts around. So I think you all will be good.
Yeah, I haven't seen anything else come out about Brett's podcast.
Yeah, he reached out to me today. He's like, he redid an episode because he sent me a draft.
Yeah.
I said it was amazing, but he wanted to redo it to because he in his opinion he didn't like it, so he redid it and now editing it. So hopefully we see it soon. Shout out No Wrenches Podcast. That's will be Brett Cobble's name for the podcast.
I like it. I like it. No wrenches. All right, we'll keep going. Jordan Williams just says the GOAT.
Thank
Brett
you, Jordan.
Cobble asks, "Will you come on my podcast?"
Oh yeah, of course.
Gage Young comes on and he asks, "Since you're still called underrated, pick six underrated players, open or mixed, that could pull a dark horse run for any foam tournament."
Okay, okay. So I'm gonna do six guys and five girls, and kind of like make a mixed roster with those people. Uh, I was gonna say you, Joe, but I don't think you're underrated anymore. I think people are finally opening their eyes on you. And when I say underrated, I don't say like skill wise. I think of people that don't really talk about these players as much as like the big superstars like Shoda and Elijah. Like they just fly under the radar. So my first guy just burst on the scene, made an impact at Selection Camp. Peter Slotkin. That guy is gonna be a beast.
Oh
Uh,
my gosh.
so Peter Slotkin,
Slotty. I was calling him the Slotty the whole weekend.
Zach Fernald, Dan Alport, Hunter De Leon, Quan Moore, especially Quan that plays against outsiders,
Foam Quan.
and Harley Nahim Shrek. I think
Mm,
those six guys are incredible players. Just don't get
mm.
the recognition that they deserve. And then the girls, I don't think Kiara is very underrated, but I'm gonna put Kiara there. Uh Kim Dion, same thing. I don't think uh Katie's underrated as well. And Aurora Hashimoto and Eden Martinez, I think they are heavily slept on. And then I'm gonna throw in Kathy Martinez as well.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's a good list. I don't think I'm not sure that there's anybody I would add to that list. The only one this is probably maybe not a hot take for me. I feel like Derek Smith, aka DJ Face, has
DJ
gotten
Faze.
so much better in the last like year. Um, he's just missing a few things, like, and it's tough because he doesn't really play on like a consistent team.
Yeah,
But I remember while I was watching him in Minneapolis, and I was like, he's so close, like he's so close.
yeah. Yeah, his arm's always been top tier. It's just the rest of it needs to reach that level as well. So once he like balances everything out, he's gonna be a really great player.
Yeah, I hope he can find some consistency on a team because I think that will make I think that will make the difference, right? It'll free him up to do some things that maybe he doesn't get to do when he's like having to focus on himself so much.
I agree.
Um, all right, next question is coming from Jeremy Lapierre. He says, rumor has it you're quitting the rush down to start a Dodgeball Cheats podcast. Is there any truth to that?
No, that sounds terrible. But Dodgeball Cheats hasn't been putting out any content recently, or very low content. So someone needs to take over with Cheats.
Maybe everybody's just being honest now.
Maybe. Definitely not. I definitely not see people taking their outs. So
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. All right. Sophie Harrison actually has like a novel of questions for you.
yeah.
So we'll just go one by one. What's one opinion you had about dodgeball when you started the podcast that completely changed over time?
How much the community loves each other. So incredible seeing just everyone praise each other and giving each other flowers and just being so heartwarming to each other.
Was there ever a moment during the podcast where you realized how much impact it was actually having on the community?
Uh, Honestly, no. I didn't realize the impact until I had Dylan on. I announced that Dylan was gonna be my last guest. My last guest. That's when I really truly realized the impact because like so many people reached out and like gave love and like gave me flowers and everything and almost made me regret my decision. Uh, and there was a slight sliver that I was like, maybe I should keep going. But yeah, uh, not gonna do that. But yeah, there was a lot of very loving uh messages I got about the podcast. And thank you to everyone that sent out that love. But also when your dad, Sophie, Simon Harrison, if you don't know Simon, he's I think the director or creator of API. He implemented the foam set clock because of an episode I had with Elijah Elijah had an idea that foam should have like a set clock similar to foam, and he went ahead and implemented it into API in Christchurch, 3.5 minute sets, and that was basically the experiment for Worlds, because he told me that Worlds had reached out to him and like wanted to keep an eye on like how it would go,
Yeah.
and it base and from this little podcast, from this little episode that I had with Elijah, changed the rules and how foam is played at a world stage. And I think that is mind blowing that my little my little hobby did that.
Maybe if we talk about right now them removing the 1 point of contact rule and going back to the no points of contact, they'll change it.
Yeah,
Um,
hopefully.
so Sophie's next question is, what conversation or guest changed the way you see the sport the most?
I can't remember off the top of my head like having a conversation or guest that changed the way I saw the sport. Um, but I guess to answer this question a little bit, it's like when I had Dustin Harwood on and he like explained everything about the changes with USC dodgeball and like what's going on for this year's premier tour, was incredible. Just seeing how USC dodgeball is changing for the better and for the players. I think that was really cool.
Her next question is, what's something about dodgeball culture that outsiders, not our team, like just outside people outside of dodgeball,
Okay.
what's something about dodgeball culture that outsiders would never understand unless they were really part of it?
Okay. Yeah, how like complex and intense and fast dodgeball really is. Obviously, like I feel like the whole stigma of like the dodgeball movie is kind of like slowly fading away.
Till they make
Um,
part two.
yeah, and I hope that doesn't happen for the better for us. But at the same time, it would also give maybe another big explosion from the dodgeball scene, because like I remember back then when I heard the dodgeball movie came out and there was a huge implosion for
Hmm.
dodgeball in the community. So maybe it could be a good thing, but obviously you get the negative stuff. But who cares about all this stuff? Like exposure is exposure for dodgeball.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, and just how actually big our community is. Like I assume people don't expect dodgeball to be so big. I always like it always blows people's mind when I'm saying, yeah, I'm flying to wherever for dodgeball, and they're like, oh, really? That's awesome. So yeah,
Yeah, I agree. I think the global reach is probably the thing that most people don't understand. When I talk to people about that I do this, the most shocking thing to them typically is like that I've played in Austria, right? Like that ends up being like they're like, "What? That's crazy. I didn't know that." But then it's like, "Yeah, dude, like I know like Sophie and her family in New Zealand, and I know people in Australia, and I know people in Hong Kong, and I know
yeah,
people in like all over these places." That seems to be the most shocking thing to people of how like global this actually is.
yeah.
And it's continuing to grow globally, so that's really cool. Um, Our next question is, if someone listened to your first episode and your last episode back to back, what do you think they'd notice the most about your growth?
How bad and awkward I was in the beginning. I was a complete robot, and now I feel like I'm pretty easy with it, like pretty just like making more of a conversation and like
Hmm.
just talking, and rather than just be like naming off questions and just being like super awkward. But yeah, and also like I think I streamlined the episodes flow pretty well. Like
Yeah.
I think I was able to make it a very easy and consumable thing, and like what to expect from my episodes, because
Hmm.
I just do the same thing every single time. So
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I know you're on a different level, so I don't know that I would notice like much of a difference. But I think that's because I talk to you a lot.
yeah, yeah,
Like when I talk to you more like off the court. and away from the podcast, so I don't know. What, let me find my spot. Yeah. What's a topic you always wanted to talk about on the podcast but never did? Ooh.
Hmm. I wish I did a tier list or like a rankings episode. I thought that would have been really fun. Unfortunately, there's been some backlash from prior stuff from like the Dodgeball Tribune and even Dylan Cruz's little rankings. I heard he had some backlash too. So like I really wanted to do that, but at the same time, I was like, I don't want to deal with that backlash. So I was like, whatever, just put it in the back burner. But I really wish I did do something like that.
Yeah, like I feel like you hear a lot of like, well, I don't care what X, Y, and Z person thinks about me, but then like, yeah, like
Yeah.
when something like the Tribune comes out, or even like the power rankings, right? Like even with like the Dodgeball Hub, like individual, like even
Yeah.
that, like we've looked at it as a team and been like, what? Like it's hard to not like
Yeah.
get upset with where someone might put you, even if they put you high.
Yeah. Also, I
Um,
wish I did game breakdowns. That was another thing I wanted to do was like
mm,
breaking down games because I actually did record an entire commentary episode, just myself commentating the USA versus England cloth at Austria in
mm.
semis. I commented the entire thing, watched it all, and or like before I posted it, and I was like, I'm not gonna post it, and just deleted it. So yeah, I wish I did more. I just wish I did more.
Yeah.
Outside of just the podcast, like I had like so many ideas for like skits and like shorts and stuff, like TikTok stuff. But
Yeah, I think I don't know. The only concept that I've seen on like YouTube that I could see bringing this type of content to Dodgeball is like live reaction watches. Like if you watch like a lot of the MMA fighters like Israel Adesanya will do like where he's watching with his group of people and like half of them are mic'd up and half of them aren't,
yeah,
but they're watching fights live
mhm.
and they don't know what's gonna happen. So I could see doing that with like our group, right? It
The
could get us
watch
in
parties.
trouble. It could get us in trouble.
Yeah,
We might have to, but I could see doing that. Yeah, like with me and you and Elijah and Jake and Vaughn and kind of like recording that. I don't know.
yeah, that'll be
Future,
fun.
future, future idea. Um, who in the dodgeball community deserves way more recognition than they get?
Mm, okay, my number one is Justin Thomas. Uh, that that dude has done so much in the little time he's been in this community. Justin freaking travels to stuff just to do content and media, and he deserves all the praise and the flowers. So if you see Justin Thomas with his phone out recording, just give him love and say thank you.
Yeah, I
uh,
think my favorite from Justin was when we were at the thing and maybe Lucas was talking and Justin had his phone like recording like nobody could see it. And we were like, Justin, you don't have to hide it.
and then Dustin Harwood, the tournament director of USC Dodgeball. I think that's
Yeah,
his
I don't know.
title.
I don't know what his title is.
Um, he's done so much. He's really pushed a lot of change for USC Dodgeball, and he's done so much, and we see like the effects of it. And us, and of course, shout out the whole USC board for following these changes as well. Like just everyone on that behind the scenes of the USC board is incredible. So,
Yeah, trying to think. Those are good. I think that's probably who I would say too. When people look back on your podcast years from now, what do you hope they remember it for?
mm, I hope that people remember it for the stories and journeys of the guests that I've had on, and I had some motivation, and that I had some motivation in these other dodgeball podcasts that have come after me. So,
Yeah, I think your hand is definitely dipped in all of those, um, for sure. Next question from Sophie is, do you think that dodgeball is heading in the right direction globally? Why or why not?
globally, I think so. I mean, I feel like dodgeball's at an all-time high right now. Like COVID happened, there's a big dip. Like it was high, COVID happened, it dipped pretty low, and now we're like slowly coming back up. I think we're starting to peak for dodgeball, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I don't know. What would you say?
Yeah, yeah, no, I agree. I think and I think Thailand's gonna be pretty big testament to that. Because I think it's gonna probably be even bigger, more competitive, more intense. Hopefully the production's even better than we had in Austria.
Yeah,
Um, yeah, I do think we're going in the right direction. It's continuing to grow. You see places like Ivory Coast and um, I saw another Asian country pop up recently that I was like, oh wow, I didn't even know they had dodgeball there.
yeah.
Um, I think it was Taiwan.
Mhm.
Taiwan is now has a growing dodgeball community.
Nice.
Um, so yeah, like you see these things popping up and they're still growing and you never know. I mean, you never know when the next all-star is gonna break out and do really, really big things. Um,
Yeah,
but yeah, I think we're going in that direction. All right, Sophie's next question is, who is one person you always wish you could have gotten on but never did? Oh yeah.
yeah. Definitely answered that a couple times. Benji, Alexis, Schultz, Jeff Snow, Jason Mergler, Carlos Guting were definitely the top ones I had in mind.
Um, she asks, what's your schedule like for this year? Do you have any big tournaments other than Worlds?
Uh, Big tournaments other than the Worlds. I wouldn't consider big tournaments left. I know we have the cloth round in Dallas in August, I think. And FTC in October. Other than that, oh, well, I mean, not really tournaments, but like I guess our practices are pretty big too.
Yeah.
But other than that, I mean, I wish I was going to API. No chance to go to API. But yeah,
Yeah, I think you did your big tournaments earlier in the year, right? You did kick off and you did the thing. Um,
yeah.
so
Made sure I had to go to those for
ultimately,
sure.
yeah. So then she closes it all out with just want to say a huge thank you for all the hours you put in from doing the API podcast. I know just how she said from doing the API podcast, I know just how much goes on behind the scenes that people don't fully realize, but you did it and you did it so well. You should be proud of what you have created. And now for years to come, your legacy of this podcast and as a player will continue in 20 years when this new generation of us is at the end of our days. We will talk about the Rushdown podcast and how much has changed, how much has changed dodgeball for us and them. Thank you so much, Khiem. And I think all of us will be listening to this episode with tissues next to us.
Oh, thank you, Sophie. Thank you for all the questions too.
Vincent Pham asks, what is some advice you have for future and current dodgeball podcasters?
Yeah, just enjoy it. Don't force yourself to push through even when you don't want to do it. Just love it. Love the process.
He asks, will you break down the process from selecting guests to editing?
Okay. I reach out to my guests. They say yes. Schedule a date and time. Post for crowdsource questions a couple days before the day that we said yes for. Do the recording and then release it raw. No editing for the next day. And that's how I do it.
Vincent asks, what are things that guests do that makes the process easier or the podcast more entertaining?
Mm. For me, my philosophy for my hosting the Rushdown was I'm just there to ask questions, and my guests will tell talk about themselves. Like my episodes are catered for my guests. I try not to talk too much, because it's not about me; it's about my guests. So if the more they talk, the more they yap, the better. So like when I say like my favorite and most memorable guests are Dylan Cruz and Nate Kreider because like they would just keep talking. And I'm just there, just yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
um, yeah.
So, Vincent wrote your podcast versus your normal voice, podcast voice versus your normal voice. I think he's asking if you have a podcast voice and you have a normal voice.
Podcast voice. It's just me speaking. It's just a little louder. I'm very more quiet spoken in person. I get a lot of huhs and what. So trying to do better with that just in general, just trying to talk louder. But my podcast voice is me talking much louder.
His last question is, do you actually wear pants during interviews or do you just pretend?
So at first, no, it was straight boxers because I didn't have video recording. But then I realized when I started video recording, I was like, I should probably put on pants just in case I need to get up for some reason.
Moving on to Pierce McKenna. Pierce McKenna asks, what was your biggest takeaway from the finals against Austria, and what impact has it had leading up to this year's Worlds?
Okay. Uh, my biggest takeaway, we played too slow. We played the 8.5 rubber style play. It was like throw, reset, huddle, throw. No, not much like rushing people down or anything, which kind of screwed us in the butt. But the fact that we made it that close with our style of play and how much practice we had as a team together goes to show like the potential of USA Cloth is. So now that we got another 2 years in our belt of more cloth experience, understanding how the game is played and like how you should be playing cloth, will only make us better. And like now we're able to see with film and everything like what we're missing as a play style. So I think we've adapted and evolved, and I think this next plot team is going to be much better than what we had last Worlds.
Here's the next question is, what is the shift in mentality switching from cloth to foam?
So not putting down cloth at all, but like I thought cloth was much easier. I kind of just sat there and relied on more on my catching, and I didn't work on it on my on myself too much until like leading up to Worlds. But I lost couple pounds, but switching over to foam, my mentality just completely switched, knowing that I needed to work and grind for just a spot on the team, let alone play time on the court. So I am really working on myself, working on my game, just being the best version that I can be. But yeah, it's no knock on cloth. I was a different person 2 years ago. I should have worked way harder, but going to this cycle, I definitely wanted to be the best version of myself.
Nice. Yeah. That that was that ends it for Pierce. The next one that has questions is Marcus Heat. He says, as you come to the final years of your career, how would you say that the sport has impacted you physically,
Um,
mentally, and emotionally?
okay. So the sport has impacted me a lot. I mean, it's giving me my family. I met my wife through dodgeball. We have two kids together, so it's giving me my family. So it's my everything. But the sport has broken me, physically, mentally, and emotionally. Um, took over my life. It's all I think about, all I watch, all I can just talk about. It's just dodgeball. So like, it's taking over my social. Um, but I mean, emotionally, it tore me apart. When I have to leave my family, it's always hard. It's always in the back of my mind, so it's very hard for me to lock in on tournaments and stuff. So like sometimes I'm checked out, thinking about my family, but at some points I haven't been able to lock in. So that's very hard. Like two sides I need to work on. Physically, I mean, it messed up my shoulder. Uh, I'm on a constant cycle of my toenails grow back in, I lose them, I go back in, and I lose them. Um, but yeah, my shoulder is still messed up. It still hurts to throw. I never got it checked up or anything. It kind of healed on its own. Best it's been in years, but yeah, definitely not the same as it was. And then I mean, mentally, yeah, like I said, it's all I could think about. But I've gained so much from dodgeball, I can never repay it. So
Um, so he added like, what are your biggest takes? But I think that pretty much answers that. his last question is, what would you like to see more of for the future of the sport?
I would like to see more quality content, similar to like what Rick Leaf is doing. Rick Leaf is doing a documentary and like putting out these amazing, well edited videos about dodgeball. And it's incredible, and that will push the sport so much more because like it will grow just the social media aspect of it, and that's how you get people to come in and get eyes on dodgeball. And like what Xander's doing, like high quality videos. I mean, we need more of it. I know it's hard because like I mean Rick Lee doesn't even play. He's just
Yeah.
there recording. And then Xander's he's literally said it's hard for him to be a player and do these videos. So yeah, I mean it's something that we need to do to grow
Yeah.
at a faster rate.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. Um, Jeremy Bizzle asks, do you want to do one more elite round with your boy? He says, I figured I would shoot my shot. LOL. You're the best, bro. Looking forward to what life brings.
Thank you, Jeremy. I mean, if there was still elite rounds going around, I was definitely would play with you. Uh, but yeah, I mean, I don't see myself playing a Premier Tour round except for Dallas, and we kind of already got a team for that, basically.
Yeah.
So I wish we could, Jeremy. I wish I got to see you at selection camp. Fortunately, not. Hopefully, I see you some point before I call it.
This is the first time I think for the camp like I feel like we didn't really see the other half. Like,
Yeah, I was very unfortunate.
yeah, I didn't really I mean, hopefully it's different next time.
Yeah.
Dustin Harwood asks, what have been a couple of your favorite moments running this podcast?
Favorite
And then he
moments.
also asks, what is next for you?
Okay. So favorite moments is Justin Thomas's dares. Definitely puts a different spin on the episode. So I really like that. Really changed the pace a little bit. Um Seeing my logo on the Canada Club Championship streams last year. I think that was incredible. Collabing with USA Dodgeball and talking with the guests after I hit record or after I hit end record. I think
Mhm.
every conversation I had was amazing and just conversating. And what's next for me? Hopefully making the men's foam team and win gold so I can retire in peace.
He said, Dustin asks, for anyone else thinking of picking up where you left off, what advice do you have for them?
Yeah, just to love that you're doing it. Uh, don't burn yourself out. Don't act like you have to do it. Just love it.
He asks, what podcast would you recommend people listen to now that Rushdown will be ending?
Mm. So I mean, already established podcasts now, like Bromance Pod by Ryan McComb, Everything Dodgeball by Stefan Leitinger. Great podcasts. Uh, and then Simon Harrison's API podcast. I think those are great podcasts. And then obviously the grandfather, the Dodgeball podcast, whenever they come out with episodes. Always gotta listen to those.
Are our old episodes still there somewhere?
I think so.
Oh my gosh, we have to go back and listen to them at some point.
I did not want to listen. And then new, not so new now, 4 episodes deep, the Bonsai podcast or Bonsai Boy podcast with Bo and Shota.
Yeah.
Uh, Great content so far. And um upcoming, soon to be Brett Cobble's podcast, No Wrenches podcast. So I mean y'all are great hands for podcasts. It's gonna be great. I'm glad I pulled out when I did because there's a lot of content now. So
Do you have any podcasts you listen to that are not dodgeball related?
mm, I listen to a lot of like Call of Duty esport podcasts. I drive a lot, so I listen to just a bunch of random podcasts like
Yeah.
that. I listen to true crime, just like serial killer podcasts, and then I like listen like cryptid uh podcasts, like talking about like um supernatural stuff.
Yeah. Bigfoot and
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
stuff like that.
Yeah. I listen to the All the Smoke podcast every now and then with Steven Jackson and Matt Barnes.
Mm,
Um, it's really good for like if you have a competitive mindset, if you're like into that mindset for any sport because they interview people from like pretty much every sport. But then they've also interviewed like Barack Obama. So
What?
yeah, yeah. So
That's
it's
crazy.
pretty it's a really cool. I like the podcast a lot. It's pretty cool. All right. Dustin asks, what did you love most about the rushdown and what motivated you to keep going all this time?
Mm. What motivated me? Uh, just every time someone reach out, say they love the episode, love the podcast, and like that would like fill my tank up. Like I'll be running on E, my car gas tank, whatever. I'll be running on E, and every time someone will reach out, say they love it, just instantly fill it up. So I just keep going. What was the first part of that question?
What did you love most about the rushdown?
What I love most?
Yeah,
I mean, just conversating, having fun, talking about dodgeball.
nice. He ends it with saying, lastly, I wanted to thank you for the hours of amazing dodgeball coverage and for also having me on the pod to announce the 2026 Premier Tour. David Levitt says, no questions. Just a huge thank you for Kim for doing this for us. Always look forward to the episode drops. Big love, and we'll miss you.
Thank you, Dave.
Bo, Bo comes in and says, you've always been so welcoming ever since I first joined the team, and it's meant a lot. As you and Joe reflect on Outsiders as a whole, what are you both most proud of?
What are you most proud of? I'm just so proud of us. Like, just as individuals and as a team, like we've come so far of being just average, average team, and now we're being on top. It's incredible just to look back on. And also, like, super proud of Elijah, watching him grow to where he is now as basically the leader of Team USA, and like in his presence in the dodgeball community. Just seeing him, seeing like his talent grow as well, just to become the best player in the world is incredible.
Yeah, for me, I don't know if I can put it on just one thing. For Outsiders, we've had to evolve and adapt through so many things. Definitely had everything from extremely happy moments to drag out fights to where, it's really hard. But we've managed to get through all of that. And then you see where we're at and it's just crazy. Like it's crazy to think about. I remember going and like losing to Roy Bots at one of the elite rounds. And a lot of these people listening to this are not even going to know who Roy Bots is.
Yeah.
Well, Lucas will. But I remember that. And I remember being like, like,
I don't remember that
you
loss.
know, um, or Valhalla. Do you remember Valhalla?
Valhalla, yeah.
Right? Losing to teams like that and no knock on those guys, but like just knowing there was something inside of us that was just way better than that.
Yeah.
And being able to stick with it for this long and stay together for this long and continue to work through it for this long to then really show that we were always that, right? So I don't know. I don't know. It's tough. I don't know that I can put it on one thing. I'm proud of everybody individually, from top to bottom, from our women's team and our men's team. Yeah, I don't know. That would be a whole episode in itself. Like that would be a whole like hour-long conversation by itself.
Yeah.
Um, Bo ends it with saying, and for Kim, obviously no one can wear four for Outsiders again. Yeah, we probably need to retire that number. But he says, what do you want to most be remembered for? Love you both.
Mm. Love you, Bo. Uh, retire my jersey number. That's crazy to think about. uh, I don't really know. Don't really have an answer for that. Maybe that I was part of the early on Outsiders dynasty, because you guys are just gonna keep winning and continue this dynasty. But I was there in the beginning.
Yeah. Yeah. It's
Yeah,
definitely something to be remembered for. I don't know. I mean, that's
Don't really
Those are
have like
good.
a outstanding one, I would say.
Yeah, those are pretty wide open questions for both. And they're like loaded, right? So it's
Yeah.
like there's so many things that can factor into some of those. It's like tough to nail it down to one thing.
Yeah.
All right, Kyle Warren says the first time I saw you play was when you were on Stingers. Can you bring back goggles, Kim, for your final tournament?
My final tournament would be at Worlds, so I don't think I'm gonna wear my goggles
We're gonna
there.
make you play one. We're gonna make you play one with goggles on.
But that was prime Kim though. Like goggles and long hair Kim was prime Kim.
Samurai Kim. He says we both live in the Metroplex, and I see you like once a year at a tournament. How do you always come ready to play with limited dodgeball exposure throughout the year?
Yeah, no idea. I kind of just rely on my talents, I guess. But I mean, I work on it. I work on my throws and like my hand-eye coordination leading up to a tournament. But there's a lot of times where I just show up to a tournament without touching a ball since the last tournament I went to. So that's like a couple months in between. And obviously I'm a little rusty in the beginning, but like as the tournament goes on, I start to get all of it back again. So yeah, I definitely have probably the most probably the least amount of dodgeball time out of any top dodgeball player. So
I don't know. Derek has like nothing.
that is true. But he's
Derek,
also a freak.
he is a freak. He is a freak. But he
That
plays
dude
a
is
lot of. I think he plays like spike ball and pickleball,
yeah, that dude's at the top of like all these other sports too.
and
I
he
think
eats like raw beets.
he's a monster.
He's a madman. All right. Kyle says, thanks for all you do and for filling my days with podcasts.
Thank you.
Jeremy Bizzle round two says, why are you making us go back to regular ass podcasts? That's my question.
There is other dodgeball podcasts though, so I think you're good.
Yeah. He says, for real, thank you for all that you've done. We truly appreciate all that you have done. We never got to team, and that's okay. I've been dog walked by your team too many times that in some strange way I feel part of your legacy. I hope retirement treats you well, good sir. Nothing but love.
Thank you.
Uh, Vincent Pham also has a round two. He says, so now that season one of the Rushdown is wrapping up, when is season two coming?
Mm, never say never,
Telling you when we're old.
but probably never.
Probably never. All right. Shota says, Kim, I love you, bro. When I first met you, you wanted to make the foam team before you retired. What will it mean to you when you finally get to see your name on that roster?
Yeah, we were having this conversation over sushi at Nationals in Vegas. I mean, it would mean everything to me. Like I feel like I would have finally made my goal when I first started playing. I've been trying to make the men's foam team since 2018, and clearly I suck because it took 8 years for me to do it. Hopefully, hopefully this is the year. But yeah, it took me a long time to get here, so it's gonna mean a lot.
Yeah, we're gonna have to write a book at some point that like for every chapter is like everybody's dodgeball journey. Like, cause I mean, I may have made the foam squad before you did, but the journey that it took to get there was crazy. And then your journey to get to here was crazy.
No,
And I feel like everybody has like like this unique, pretty crazy journey to like getting to the foam squad.
no,
They literally have there would have to be a book with 12 chapters.
that would be a long
Um,
book.
he says, Shota says, my first nationals I played with you in mixed, and I have looked up to you ever since. We also ended up taking it all. What did you see in me that day, and why did you trust my bot ass?
I mean, I just had a gut feeling about him that he was gonna be great. Like just the way he moved and threw and just clutched up a couple times. Like I just knew that he had it in him, and I don't know, just his aura, I guess.
Yeah, so he says, finally, you are a role model in the community and in my life. What is something in your career that nobody knows about you?
That's crazy that I think I'm a role model. I can't imagine anyone thinking that about me. But thank you, Shoda. Uh, something that people don't really know about me. I'm pretty sure I was the one that created the family breakout chant for outsiders. I remember it was like some random elite round, some random South elite round, and saying outsiders on three didn't sound right. So we were like, we
No,
gotta figure something out. So I was like, let's just throw family in there.
I thought
Um,
about that recently too, and I think I had a conversation with Kathy about it, and I was like, when did we start saying that?
yeah, I'm
And
pretty sure I threw that out there. I was like, let's just say family. So
yeah, that makes sense.
yeah,
Literally been that
now
ever
it's
since.
super famous.
Now it's super famous. All right. Mackenzie Wilson, which I think is the last one. I don't think I missed anything. We might need to look through one more time just to be sure. But I don't think I missed anything. Um,
I think
but
got
well,
some of the Instagram ones.
the Instagram one still. Okay. So Mackenzie Wilson says, what would you say the greatest success has been running the Rushdown podcast? What will you miss the most? And thanks for all the awesome episodes.
Huh, thank you, Mackenzie. There's multiple answers to this. Great success has been just hearing from the community. People message me saying that they love the podcast so much and they love the episodes, and it's so heartwarming just hearing that. It really just gave me the fuel to keep going. Uh, and the fact that I actually did something somewhat decently enough to where people were listening to a podcast about dodgeball, just of people just yapping away about dodgeball is incredible. Specifically seeing the Rushdown logo on the Canada Club Chip or Club Dodgeball live stream last year was amazing. I feel like I was like, wow, I actually made it. Um, USC Dodgeball reaching out to me wanting to do the announcements for the 2026 Premier Tour. That was amazing collab. I'm so grateful for that opportunity and that they trusted me to get that going. Uh, and then I mentioned this before about Elijah Hashimoto had on my podcast talk about thinking that he should or his thoughts on changing the foam rules to be making like a set clock similar to cloth. API doing it from API implementing that rule from hearing from it from my podcast and now it's implemented at the world level is incredible.
Yeah. Yeah, that's wild. Okay. I just want to say we almost had to record this a third time because the sheet you sent me today didn't have the questions like from Dan, Lennon,
Oh
Kaylin,
yeah.
Joey. They didn't have them. I had to go back. I just found them on my email, so we have
You
them.
did, you
So
did.
we're good. All right. So then Dan Alport asks, first off, I can't thank you enough for putting so much into this podcast over the years. It's been pivotal to my development in dodgeball and has inspired me so many times. For you, what has been the most rewarding aspect of creating and leading this podcast? I truly believe you've had a huge hand in progressing the visibility of our sport. With all you've done, you should be so proud.
Thank you, Dan. I think the most rewarding thing was the crowdsourced questions and how people would give their flowers and love for the guest. It was just so wholesome and uh, heartwarming just to see the love the community has for everyone and each other.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. I mean, that it's wild. That's another one of those things going back to the proud moments of outsiders, right? Just seeing the things that we've been able to accomplish, not just on the court, a lot of the stuff off the court as well, and the impact that we've had. It's wild. And this being a really, really big part of that. Um, okay, Lennon Richard asks, thanks for all you've done for the community and recording the pod. It's been so awesome for a newbie like me getting into the game and learning. Question number one, what was your motivation to start the Rushdown?
Thank you, Lennon. Touched upon this earlier. It was kind of off season for USC Dodgeball at the time. There was no tournaments, no like content coming out, like no games or the podcasts that were around were putting out episodes. So I kind of was like, I need to do something because I needed more from Dodgeball. So I was like, I just go ahead and do it. And yep, made a podcast and now we're here.
This question number two is favorite episode or moment in the pod that you recorded.
Mm. So I'll say favorite moments is every time the crosswords questions start rolling in and they give love to the guests and just want to be part of the episode. wanting to throw in some questions and like just be part of the, like I said, part of the episode. And just seeing the smile and the genuine happiness of the guests when they hear the flowers that they're given. Uh,
Nice. Yeah.
Justin Thomas's dares, those are always fun. Spice it up. Yeah.
Justin Thomas needs to have a whole podcast with just dares. Um, His question number three is how has dodgeball changed since your first episode in 2023 to now?
Hmm. So, I mean, back then it's kind of a different era, I would say. Uh, Totally different time of what we're playing with now. I would say like just two different play styles. It's evolved so much. That's that'd probably be my answer.
Yeah, 2023 to now. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, we're also playing other ball types too at the time. So
Yeah, for sure. His last question is what's next for you?
what's next? Hopefully, I make the foam men's team and win gold.
Kaylin Estabrooks asks, what has been the best thing you've learned while making this podcast?
Best thing I learned that my social skills were atrocious and I had pretty bad social anxiety back then. And this podcast really helped me along to growing my social skills. So
Joey Kramer asks, I think a few kind of rapid fire questions.
okay.
One is, why are you leaving us?
I don't got the drive to do the podcast anymore, Joey.
Two, will you keep open the possibility of returning?
Uh, Probably not. I don't see myself doing this anymore. But I mean, I still hop on other podcasts if they allow me to, and I mean, there's just other podcasts around, so y'all be good.
Three, what has been your greatest experience on the podcast?
Great experience. Every time people show love in the crowdsource questions, like I said before, like just the fact that people want to participate in the episodes and give love to the guests.
Four, what have you learned from doing this that you wish others understood better?
Yeah, I can't really think of
That's a
anything.
good question. Yeah, that
Yeah,
was a
that's a
good
good
one.
question.
Four, are you going to let somebody else take over the platform and use it for good?
Hmm. I debated myself with myself a lot over the last couple of weeks when announced the podcast was gonna be done. Uh just I ultimately decided not to. I just wanted to end it with me. I just thought it'd be weird seeing someone doing the podcast with something I created, and taking it a different way than I did it. But everyone could blame Joe. I reached out to him a while back. This was a while back, and he said no. So,
Not yet. Not yet. Um, Five, why are you so handsome?
mm, appreciate that, Joey. It's probably the squinty eyes.
Squinty eyes. Te- Tegan Pegs asks, do you have any specific things or rituals you do pregame to get yourself into the right headspace to play?
Hmm. I gotta poop. Gotta poop for game days. If I don't poop, then that's a disaster because that's gonna be in the back of my head the whole entire day. And yeah, I try to wake up like at least 2 hours before I actually need to wake up, and I'll sit on the toilet to make sure I poop. Uh, yeah, gotta have that. Gotta have ibuprofen, some pain relievers, some morning candy,
Morning
and
candy is clutch.
yeah, and stretching. Just a lot of
Yeah.
stretching.
All right. I think that is all the crowdsource questions.
Should be it.
Um, but yeah, I mean, hearing all that just really goes to show the footprint that you've left. Um, Reading a text though through these doesn't completely do it justice.
Mhm.
So do you want to speak about a little bit about what will come next after this?
Yeah, of course. First, I'll say thank you to everyone that's sending CrossFit questions. Like every time I saw a question come in, I was like, "Dang, it sucks I'm ending it," but it was so heartwarming, so amazing that all these people wanted to ask questions. I didn't think or expect this many questions were going to come in, but just thank you to everyone that's participated and has been a part of the episode or been a part of the podcast. So we did record, like Joe said earlier, that we did do a pre-take, pre-draft, I would say, of this episode. So we did react to a video that was made by Justin Thomas. It will be added in later on by an editor. Hopefully it's Justin. But yeah, and we'll play it right here. But yeah, and then I guess closing statement, shout outs. I mean, shout outs just everyone that has been part, been on, sent a message about the podcast. Just thank you to the entire community that the Rushdown has had. It's been such a journey. Uh, just thank you to everyone. Bittersweet ending, but you guys are in good hands. There's so many other podcasts out there. Just thank you so much. Thank you to just everyone. So much love. But anything else you want to say, Joe, before we call it?
No, I mean, I think I speak for the entire dodgeball community when I say thank you. Thank you for the dedication and late nights and the passion and ultimately for giving us this. I think people will continue to listen to it even after you're done here. Um, and then yeah, season 2 will come when we're in our 60s.
That's crazy. But thank you to whoever has made it this far. I love you. Thank you guys.